for slumber. But what is the amazing part, I think, of that whole thing, aside from the fact that it happens same day, is that they take the old decrepit thing and you don't have to even make eye contact with it. They take it away. And that's, if you've ever had to move a mattress, especially by yourself, you know, that's no easy task. Well, you don't have to when you go to Sleep Train.
So head on into Sleep Train. Albany, Corvallis, Eugene, and Springfield. Point your finger at them and say, you know why I'm here? It's those guys on that station over there. They sent me here.
This is a heavy dose of hard-hitting wake-up call.
This is the wake-up call.
For one thing, thank you so much.
Holloway in London and the wake-up call.
Yeah, I love what you do.
On News Radio 1120, KPNW.
Took my baby to the hop last night. What to my surprise.
6:34.
When we got
News Radio 1120 KPNW. Quite possibly the busiest week of the year. How much stuff do we have going on? And right there, lodged in the middle to kind of recharge, is James Taylor playing at the Matthew Knight Arena coming up on Friday. Such a, I don't know, it's very interesting, the array of people, the ages, and just the cross-section of people that are interested in going. Yesterday, just to kind of catch you up, we tried to give away tickets for the James Taylor show, Matthew Knight, Friday night, yesterday, and it didn't work out. We didn't get a winner. And so we're thinking, okay, 8 o'clock crowd, 0. Let's give the Sixer crowd the opportunity to win a 4-pack of tickets, 2 pair to James Taylor. So we're adding the pair that we had yesterday, throwing it into the pair that we had today. Also throwing some M's tickets in there and some goodness from Northwest Burgers. Is that too much? I mean, do you feel gluttonous by winning this entire prize pack? I think not. I think you can find people just to make it more of a festive occurrence going to the concert, where you don't have to choose from one person, but now 3 people are going to be harassing you and giving you gifts to try to get those other tickets.
Or maybe you take your family with you. You can always do that.
541
or not.
45 KP. Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. 541 45 KPNW 888 KPNW 888. Now the phone lines already ringing. You haven't even heard our montage. Identify these 3 songs.
You can run, but you cannot hide. Just do me wrong, do me right now, baby. If I'm well, you can tell that she's been with me now.
Oof. We've played it one time. Let's see if we can get a winner. KPNW, good morning. Who's this?
Hey, good morning. My name is Paul.
Paul. On a scale of 1 to 10, how well do you think you know James Taylor's music?
Ooh, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would probably say a 4.
Ooh. Did you hear our montage?
I did.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and give a crack at it for a bunch of tickets.
Yeah, you got a friend for sure. Yeah, that's the best I got.
Okay, so far, Ofer. Ofer. Thanks for trying, though. KPNW, who are you?
Good morning. This is Denise.
All right, Denise, you want to give it a crack at the 3 songs?
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Number 1, Something in the Way She Moves. Number 2, Anywhere Like Heaven. And number 3, I'm not sure.
You got one of the songs.
Okay.
One of the songs. Don't go anywhere, because if that's the best we do. All right. 541-485-KPNW, 888-KPNW, 888. Do we put this thing out of its misery in the Sixer, or do we carry it through?
Well, I don't know. Let's maybe take another person or 2, and if they can't do it, then we go back to our original person.
KPNW, good morning.
Hi.
Hi.
Who are you?
I'm Rebecca.
All right, Rebecca. 3 songs. We're looking for 3 James Taylor songs that we played.
Yeah, okay, so the first one is shower the people. The second one is something in the way she moves. And the third one is don't let me be lonely tonight.
Are you sure?
Yep, 100%.
Well done. Thank you. I thought this was going to be like one of those continuous, like, okay, we'll just keep going. Yeah, three
Yeah.
for three. So we
Yep,
got.
I went to his concert in USANA Amphitheater in Salt Lake, so it was amazing.
So, it's,
So I'm really excited.
so you realize you got 2 pairs of tickets, and you're going to check out the M's, and we got some
Yeah, this
Northwest
is like the
Spur.
best birthday present ever. My birthday's on at the end of July, so
Wow.
So we
Yeah.
we actually have bestowed birthday gifts upon you.
yeah.
Look at us being all magnanimous and stuff. Well,
Yeah.
that's cool.
We even have Bill
That's great.
scrap out a birthday card too.
Awesome.
Birthday card.
Yeah,
Hey.
we'll do something.
Congratulations. Out of curiosity, who are you going to be taking? Or are you going to think about it?
Not sure yet.
All right.
So I have a question. You said this is your best birthday present ever.
Yep.
So are you familiar with either Kansas Joe Nichols or Gary Allen?
Kansas, I am. And Gary Allen as well. Yeah.
And so which of the bunch do you like the best, do you think?
Probably Kansas.
Well, guess what? We're going to give you a pair of tickets to go see Kansas at the fair, too,
Oh, wow.
on the 20th. So happy birthday from the
Cool,
Wake Up
thanks.
Call. See,
Wow.
now, now everybody's listening. It's like, okay, next time I win, I have to tell them it's my birthday. Because if I tell them it's my birthday, then they really break out the swag. So anyway,
Yeah.
we'll give you a pair of tickets for that, too. So we're going to have you hang on the line a second. We'll get some information from you, okay?
All right, thanks.
All right, take care. It is 640 News Radio 1120 KPNW. The Wake Up Call is live on air and online from the Widmer Brothers studio Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 9. Click on the Wake Up Call banner on KPNW.com and see and hear up-to-the-minute news as well as interviews and more. The Wake Up Call goes down easy, just like a Widmer ale.
Summer is sizzling, and so are the prices at SM Gun Shop. For the month of July, SM Gun Shop is having their big summer sale. Save up to 25% off on hunting rifle ammo, and don't forget your reloading supplies. SM Gun Shop on River Road in Eugene since 1980.
Get instant cash back at Discount Windows.
Discount Windows is working with Energy Trust of Oregon to help you reduce energy costs and improve the comfort of your home.
Don't wait 6 to 8 weeks for a check. Make your project more affordable right now with instant savings.
We've handed out over $20,000 in instant cash incentives in just 5 months. Instant savings at Discount Windows.
Highway 99 in Junction City.
Open 7 days a week.
Instant cash incentives applies to windows installed by Discount Windows. TCP 180018.
Your community.
The mom of 2 young kids. I can't imagine.
Your show.
People are, I think right now, the most important issue.
Your station.
People are not going to do their own research and figure it out.
Wayne County's Wake Up Call on News Radio 1120 KPNW.
Beautiful start to the morning. It is 6:41. Well, if you were listening to the news, of course, we had the story of the Estacada man that was doing the Pokemon Go thing and just ended up getting himself stabbed. Apparently, he is not the only one who has had issues with Pokemon and this Pokemon Go craze thing. And if you're not familiar with it, it's a new mobile app that is actually become pretty popular, where players kind of go out on this real-world digital scavenger hunt. But police say the trouble is that it's leading a number of users into dangerous situations. To talk a little bit about it this morning, it is Catherine Smith-Torres. She's a security and crime prevention specialist. She's been a police officer for more than 20 years, even a captain in a police department, and she joins us on the Wake Up Call. Catherine, thanks for being with us.
You're very welcome. And it's not the game people. Nintendo made this game, and it's not the creators of the game who are leading them into the dangerous places. It's actually people who pay the money to get the lure module, and the lure module lures people to locations to find these Pokemon characters.
Okay, now what's the module? Did you say?
It's called the lure module, and I don't know. It's 100 Pokemon coins. I have no idea how much that is in regular money because I'm not part of this gaming
world.
world.
I think it fluctuates depending on Brexit, the British pound and sterling and the U.S. dollar. But okay. Yeah.
So, but people can buy that lure module, and they lure people to some unsuspecting and definitely some scary places. And I'm going to give you some examples of where people have been lured to, and these are adults and children. In Australia, there's a brothel and escort agency, and they were lured there. There's another Muslim beach, that's a nudist beach where gay and straight people have sex on the beach, literally. And there is a Hells Angels headquarters in New Zealand that people were lured to. A sex shop in Plymouth. There's a gentleman's club in Seattle in the United States that they were lured to. And the most sinister of all so far is here in the U.S., the game, not the game itself, but someone led a teenager who's trying to catch the Pokemon to a dead body in a river. So there's all kinds of places that are not places that you would want to be. I can only imagine somebody winding up at the Hells Angels door. There's also a situation where adults need to realize that there have been data breaches already where people are putting up fake versions of the game so that they can steal their data, thinking that they're actually downloading the real game.
So would you let your kid have this thing?
Oh, absolutely not. And I'm going to tell you why. There was
you've given us
experiment.
I was just going to say, before you go any further, you've given us a litany of reasons why we wouldn't want our kid to do it, but go ahead. What's the other one?
I agree that a kid can play the game, but the parents need to play it and it be on the parent's phone. I don't believe you should ever give a child a phone with the internet on it. That's ludicrous. It's not safe at all. My children didn't get a phone with internet on it until they were 17, and even then my son went and got $300 worth of pornography put on his dad's cell phone bill. So you have to be careful with kids having the internet. But for the safety reasons here, with this lure module, a pedophile can put this beam out, and for 30 minutes the beam shoots out, and people are lured to a particular spot. And so a child could be lured there and easily kidnapped. This lady did this experiment with this lure module. She went around the corner from her house, she shot the beam out, and within seconds, kids started appearing, running towards her, and she said 75% of the kids had no parents with them. And that's a concern. That's the biggest concern of all.
Okay, the module, L-U-R-E, lure, as in lure people in, correct?
Yes.
And what is
there are people who have been lured to places to be robbed, so there's thieves out there who use this because, I mean, there's 30-year-olds who are playing this game, and it's because when they were kids, Pokemon was a big deal, and now they just like the thrill of the hunt. But I think it's important that people realize that they can be lured to some places that aren't safe. Even bullies can get this lure module and lure some kids to do, horrendous things to them. You hear about mean girls and mean kids out there, so it's just not safe for a kid to be doing this by himself.
Wow. Well, you've given me several reasons why I mean that I would not allow my kid to do this if my kid were, a kid.
Well, I would say this. My daughter-in-law plays the game with the kids. It gives the parents something fun to do instead of a kid sitting on the couch, being a vegetable, playing these video games. Instead, they're out in the fresh air. And the game intentionally puts some landmarks for kids to go to. Unfortunately, the people didn't appreciate it at the the War Memorial, hang on, I'm trying to remember the name, the Holocaust Museum. The Holocaust Museum was not happy that they were a landmark, and they've tried to say, hey, don't put our building as a landmark, because people were going inside, which is great. Kids need to be attracted to places like that, but not playing the game, because they become a distraction for other people.
At this point, I mean, I know we've had assaults. We had one that happened in Oregon that we reported on this morning that occurred yesterday. Have we had, I mean, I hate to put this in the blood and gore category, but have we had anybody killed yet that we know of?
Not that I know of yet. There have been people assaulted and robbed, but you can just imagine, rapists and pedophiles and robbers and all these unscrupulous people. And there's some real sinister, sick people out there. I mean, it's one thing to be killed instantly. It's another thing to have some other things happen to you. So there's a lot worse than being killed.
Wow. All right, Catherine, thanks for joining us on the Wake Up Call this morning. We appreciate it.
Y'all have a blessed day. And if anybody has questions, they're more than welcome to, shoot me a question via my website, stilettospyinvestigations.com. I'll try to answer anything I can.
Okay, give that website one more time.
stilettospyinvestigations.com.
All right. Thanks for being with us, Catherine. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Catherine Smith-Torres. Oh, we didn't get to ask the question about what the husband said to her 17-year-old son when he found out that he'd racked up $300 worth of porn charges on his phone.
Did I hear her say correctly that there are things worse than death? Is that what she said?
Yeah, she implied to that.
She implied it? Wow.
Well, I mean, think about it. I mean, it doesn't take much of an imagination to figure out what that might actually be. And I don't.
Here's how if you are just coming into the fold where you're finding out about this, Pokemon Go has already more active users than Tinder, Snapchat, Instagram, and it's about to pass Twitter. When you think about the number of folk that are involved with those, that kind of gives you an idea how huge this is. Okay. It turns out when you install Pokemon Go, it gives you your full access to your Google account. Talking about your emails, your documents, everything. If you are playing and you want to turn it off, if you go to security.google.com and you click on connected apps and sites, you can shut that off. If you don't, and how many people know to do that, you're giving all your information. And as you see more and more of these pop up, they're going to be doing the same thing. When you put it on your phone, you're basically giving the world your phone.
And your information, your personal information, everything else.
Well, yeah.
I mean, this is better than candy for pedophiles. I mean, this must be like just a dream come true for your average pedophile. Like, yeah, great.
And the fact that they're talking about how many kids are out there playing without their, it doesn't have to be your parent, but somebody, maybe an adult that is kind of there with you.
Well, I mean, how many adults even really know about this thing? I mean, I'll be honest with you. I heard about it, I don't know, I think it was over the weekend or something. I just ignored it. Like, who the hell cares about Pokemon? And I would bet that there's probably a good chunk of parents out there whose kids have a smartphone of one form or another, and they probably have downloaded Pokemon Go, and the parents don't know anything about it. Not only that their kid has it, but they don't know anything about Pokemon Go at all. Which, I mean, I get it. I can understand that. They're just like, who cares about Pokemon?
And apparently they have their own Uber system in some of the bigger cities where you
you can take
$30
Uber?
Well, no, it's your own. It's like Uber, but it's people that will drive you as you play the game for $30 to $60 an hour.
Your Pokemon van.
And people are getting dates out of it. I mean, it's It is the latest rage. But you might want to research if you're going to let your kids play or you're going to play yourself.
Pedophile go.
All right. Hour number 2 coming up, 6:53. Some clouds to contend with, a little bit of fog, but right now I see some bright, sunshiny effects of the big solar. 82 for the high, clear, and 52. If you're thinking about golf on Friday, it's going to be pretty. 54 right now at 11:20 KPNW.
You're unique, so why is your mattress one size fits all? Because a custom mattress costs thousands, until now. Hi, I'm Christian von Rickenbach, founder of HelixSleep.com, where you can buy a mattress online, customized for you, for hundreds of dollars instead of thousands. Go to HelixSleep.com, answer a few simple questions, and we build you the most comfortable mattress you'll ever sleep on. Shipping is free, and you have 100 nights to try it out. Go to HelixSleep.com/go and get $50 off your order. HelixSleep.com/go.
Weezer and Panic at the Disco Summer Tour 2016. Weezer. Panic at the Disco. Together in one night. Special guest Andrew McMahon in the Wilderness. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Weezer. Panic at the Disco. Don't miss out.
It's Yodel Summer Days at Midgley's. Get $300 off the purchase of any Yodel wood or gas stove or fireplace insert in stock. Save up to an additional $1,000 in tax credits. That's up to $1,300 off a Yodel right now at Midgley's. Midgley's factory-trained installers provide professional installation. We're located at the corner of 7th and Chambers in Eugene. Yodel Summer Days at Midgley's. Anywhere else, and you're just playing with fire. CCB 161946.
For Northwest pie lovers, Sherry's Cafe and Pies has tasty news. A record 14 Sherry's Pies won gold at the National Pie Championship. But here's even bigger news. You can taste why today. Free Slice Wednesday. Choose from gold medal winners like Peach Perfection, Lemon Meringue, Banana Cream Dream, Oregon Marionberry, and other classics that are dazzling the ultimate judges, you. So swing by Sherry's between 4 and 10 p.m. today for your free slice of Sherry's Classic Pie with dinner.
For 37 years, we've been saying that Hertz Car Sales is the better way to buy a car. But what does that mean for you, the customer? What is the better way? Scott Hoysh here from Hertz Car Sales Superstore, right here in Eugene. What we're talking about is a process that's different and transparent on every level. We clearly mark the prices on all of our vehicles. When you come in, we're not going to pass you off to a manager or a professional closer. We treat you like we would want to be treated ourselves. With a Northwest Superstore inventory of more than 1,000 vehicles and over 50 financing sources, we're here to help you find the exact vehicle that you want with financing that you can afford. Right now, through the entire month of July, you can save even more at our Red, White, and Blue sales event. Come in or click to discover the better way to buy a car. West 11th and the Beltline, where Hertz Car Sales will save you money.
Don't miss the Red, White, and Blue sales event going on right now, but only for a limited time. On West 11th, just off the Beltline, and always online at HertzEugene.com. Hertz Car Sales of Eugene, the better way to buy a car.
I'm Gary Conley with today's Money Minute. Recently, I described the situation in the Italian banking system as a crisis that might easily spread to the rest of Europe and beyond. Italian banks with 18% of their loans gone bad, or non-performing in banking jargon, have actually wiped out their capital and then some. Because the Italian economy is incapable of growing fast enough to allow borrowers to make these loans good, what the system needs is a bailout and restructuring. But there's some major problems that make doing this very difficult, starting with the fact that Italy no longer has its own currency and is instead using the euro. That means the Italians can't simply print money the way we did in the aftermath of the mortgage crisis to bail our banks out. Nor can they really do much of anything on their own without breaking the European Union's rules for bailout. Here's the nugget. The new Eurozone rules that went into effect at the first of the year prohibit state aid to troubled banks until at least 8% of the existing liabilities have been what's called bailed in. That means doing a restructuring that requires stockholders to eat the first losses. Actually a reasonable thing, since they're also the ones that reap the profits when the banks are making them. Tomorrow, what a bail-in would really mean for Italy. I'm Gary Conley, and that's today's Money Minute.
We're all part of your community. We all play a role in keeping our community safe. So protect your everyday.
If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
When I have an asthma attack, I feel scared. I feel like I'm choking.
Prevent your child's next asthma attack. Visit www.noattacks.org or call your doctor, because even one attack is one too many.
I feel like a fish with no water.
Brought to you by the EPA and the Ad Council.
The Bloomberg Market Report, sponsored by Pacific Continental Bank, serving your business and community in Eugene for over 40 years.
This is a Bloomberg Market Minute. Stocks are edging higher in early trading, with the market building on yesterday's new closing highs. Right now, the Dow is up 26 points at 18,374. The S&P 500 is up almost 0.1% at 2154, and the Nasdaq is higher by 2 points at 5026. Growing confidence that the U.S. Federal Reserve will refrain from raising interest rates this year has helped stocks recoup losses that were incurred after the UK voted to leave the European Union. Alcoa's better-than-estimated earnings are lifting the mood around earnings season, although analysts are still predicting an almost 6% decline overall in profits at S&P 500 member companies in the latest quarter. NYMEX crude is lower. It has come up some from where it was earlier this morning. Right now, crude is down almost 0.9% at $46.40 a barrel. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
Fox News, fair and balanced. We report, you decide. On News Radio 1120 KPNW Eugene Springfield.
Fox News Radio, I'm Dave Anthony.
People in general, no matter what the race is, should come together as one united family.
That's Cameron Sterling, the son of Alton, the black man killed in a police shooting last week in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
My father was a good man.
The 15-year-old's calling on demonstrators nationwide to
protest in peace, not guns, not drugs, not alcohol, not violence.
The protests also stem from the killing of a black man in Minnesota, and in one of the demonstrations, 5 Dallas police officers were murdered last week. There will be 3 funerals today. Fox's Gernal Scott live in Dallas.
Dave, those funerals today will be for 2 Dallas officers and the transit policeman that died. The remaining officers will be eulogized this weekend. But as the memorial grows outside police headquarters, and there is another show of support being seen around Dallas. Billboards put up by the Police Association saying, "United we stand with Dallas, and hate will not divide us." Dallas residents I've talked to say they really want to see one thing. Will there be a change in cooperation, or will there be the same old divisions existing after the funerals are over, Dave?
Gernal, President Obama will meet today with police officers, mayors, and community activists. Hillary Clinton will call for racial unity, campaigning in Illinois. Donald Trump says the targeting of police must end. This as Trump spars with a Supreme Court justice. Fox's Rachel Sutherland live in Washington.
Dave, Trump says Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg's mind is shot, and he's calling on her to resign. The Republican presidential candidate is upset over comments the justice made to the AP that she believes he's not qualified to be president. She also quipped that she'd move to New Zealand if he's elected. Trump responded on Twitter saying Justice Ginsburg has embarrassed all by making very dumb political statements about me. Dave.
Rachel, new Quinnipiac poll shows Donald Trump has a slight lead in Florida, 3-point edge over Hillary Clinton, and the Republican is up by 2 in Pennsylvania. The 2 are tied in Ohio. Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Chris with Home Comfort. When we say the one to call,
the one means no matter what the problem.
From security lighting, generator systems, panel changeouts, service upgrades, with technicians available 24/7.
Or HVAC, from routine cleanings to breakdowns. Home Comfort's an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer. So our highly skilled technicians will ready your house for any season.
Make one call to 541-345-2838.
Home Comfort, the one to call.
Get instant cash back at Discount Windows.
Discount Windows is working with Energy Trust of Oregon to help you reduce energy costs and improve the comfort of your home.
Don't wait 6 to 8 weeks for a check. Make your project more affordable right now with instant savings.
We've handed out over $20,000 in instant cash incentives in just 5 months. Instant savings at Discount Windows.
Highway 99 in Junction City.
Open 7 days a week.
Instant cash incentives applies to windows installed by Discount Windows. TCP 180018.
It's kind of quiet on Wall Street the morning after the Dow hit a new record high. Fox Business Network's Nicole Petalides is live at the New York Stock Exchange.
And it's a day of new record highs. Once again, the Dow Jones Industrial average all-time record high, intraday high, same with the S&P 500. And don't forget that the NASDAQ, with its move yesterday and added today, moves it back into positive territory for the first time since 2016. Dow right now up 9 points, 18,356. The NASDAQ up 2.5 points. The S&P 500 up just fractionally at this time. On the Dow Jones Industrial average, Microsoft, IBM, and Merck lead the way. And we are seeing some pressure on Home Depot and Exxon. Back to you.
Thank you, Nicole. The price of oil is down about 40 cents. It's closer to $46 a barrel as gas continues to get cheaper. AAA's national average for regulars down to a fraction under $2.22 a gallon. It has dropped 32 days in a row, the longest streak since last summer. Gas is now 55 cents less than we were paying 1 year ago. The American League dominance continues in baseball's All-Star game.
The American League team that makes it to the World Series will have home field advantage. That after Tuesday's Major League Baseball All-Star game, where the American League beat the National League 4-2.
Donaldson, they get one, they got them both. And this game is over.
Eric Hosmer and Salvador Perez of the Kansas City Royals both hitting homers off former teammate Johnny Cueto as they hope to defend their World Series title.
Hosmer hits one to left. Back at the wall. This game's tied.
Hosmer adding an RBI single to become All-Star MVP. The game in San Diego airing on Fox Sports. Rich Dennison, Fox News.
Tom Brady loses again in court. A federal appeals court rejecting the New England Patriot quarterback's attempt to get a new hearing in his Deflategate 4-game suspension by the NFL. Brady's remaining hope is to appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News Radio.
.1120 KPNW, come with us for hour number 2. Welcome in at 7:05. Hopefully your day is going swimmingly. Got some bright, sunshiny conditions right now. 82 for the eventual high. Good couple of days. Apparently, Chris talking about a possible, another front coming in on Saturday. Just in time for the weekend. I love it. During the week, you're working for the weekend, and then the payoff is not there weather-wise. For some people. Some people don't let them, they don't let a couple of droplets stop them from getting out and adventuring. By the way, Highway 58, milepost 11 through 27, 7 miles east of Pleasant Hill. We got loose pavement and flying debris. Not exactly conducive to a smooth commute. Just be ready for that. Now, Highway 101, and I had to check the date to make sure that we were talking about today and not a couple of days ago. Milepost 169, 5 miles south of Yachats. We've got a crash with highway and lane closures. That is pretty close to where we had the chip truck incident a couple of days ago, where we started out the week. 5 miles south of Yachats, out there on the Oregon coast. We got another snafu, this one on a Wednesday. Came in shortly before 7 o'clock. So hopefully that's, there is a delay, but it's not shut down like it was earlier in the week. If you see anything else that bears reporting in the Eugene-Springfield area, let us know. Be a road ranger today. Help us out. Assisting the other 14. Coming up, Lise Wheel, Fox News legal analyst, and then Blaine from Dutch Bros is going to be coming in to talk about an event going on. Dutch Bros, when you think about pillars in the community, always doing great things, you got to put them at the top of the list. And if you are one that relies on caffeinated beverage and liquid, you're going to be able to help out the American Cancer Society, which, if you didn't know, has Relay for Life events all over the country. We've got the top third Relay for Life. You could go to some big cities. I think San Francisco is one of them. And you check out their relay event, pales in comparison to what we have here. I mean, the community gets involved. And if you've never been a part of it, just come out, even if you don't have a team. If you want to help out with the donation, great. But just to come out and see what happens with the survivor walks and, boy, the luminary, it's something to behold. It happens this Friday, 6 o'clock at Willamette Lane. We'll get you ready for that with Blaine coming in from Dutch Bros. News minutes away. What's working?
We'll have these stories coming up. Oh, did you hear about D.B. Cooper? Did you hear about that? We'll have that. We'll also tell you about a very highly paid county employee who's even more highly paid. We'll take a look at that story. And also, your governor. She's finally going over to Eastern Oregon. Now, of course, she could have gone over there when we had the big oil spill, but couldn't take the time to make it over there on that occasion. She could have gone over, of course, when we had the occupation of the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge to talk to residents over there, to assure them and so on. But she's too busy. Now she's going to go over there and tell them what they need to do when there's an earthquake. Those stories and more are coming up, brought to you by Burrito Amigos, the friendly ones on KPNW.
News time 7:09.
Hi, this is Bill London for Burrito Amigos. Over the years, one of the best things about being in Eugene professionally for me has been getting to know the Burrito Amigos folks. The late Les Perry used to tell me stories about how working for the gas company led him to mandate the surgical suite-style cleanliness of the kitchens. Larry's always good for a story about how hard it is to get and keep ripe avocados and why it was important for them to start using certified black Angus beef. The why? Because it's tender, tastes better, and doesn't have surprise gristle wads. And Sandy Perry always has a proud smile over how many of her family recipes are a part of the menu. Burrito Amigos is really based on family, with daughters and son-in-laws and grandkids all helping or running the restaurants. So when you order an Amigo burrito or Baja fish taco or a delicious platter of Amigos nachos, which you really need to try without a bata, you're getting years of history figuring out how to get it right. And you're getting served the golden rule way, where you're treated the way they'd want to be treated. Good food, great people, Burrito Amigos, a history of doing it right.
Built for business. In business, time is money. In business, money is also money. No wonder nearly 1,000 businesses choose Comcast Business Internet over DSL from the phone company every single day. Not only is it up to 5 times faster, it's actually a better value when you go with the fastest plan. So take a minute out of your busy schedule and call Comcast Business. It will be well worth your time and your money.
Switch to Comcast Business Internet. Then add voice and TV for just $34.90 a month. And ask about our 2-year price guarantee. Call 800-501-6000 or visit ComcastBusiness.com. Comcast Business. Built for business.
Offer ends 8/31/16. Restrictions apply. Limited to one voice line and private view TV for new customers. 2-year contract required. Requires Comcast Business Internet and an additional monthly charge. Equipment, taxes, and fees, including broadcast TV fee extra. Savings claim based on cost per megabits per second. Compares Comcast 100 megabits per second and 20 megabits per second DSL downloads.
Ramjack has your foundation solution. Ramjack can fix that.
CCB 146906.
You'll hear it here first. This is your wake-up call on News Radio 1120. KPNW.
Good morning. Let's look at the news, brought to you by Burrito Amigos, the friendly ones, featuring great breakfast burritos and fresh brewed, locally roasted coffee for a tasty start to your morning. Here's what's going on. Well, do you remember the 2-hour standoff in Springfield at the end of June? That was where an armed man barricaded himself in a house in the Thurston area. Now, that man had pointed a shotgun at family members. And as he was being arrested, he bit an officer and head-butted another. Well, 48-year-old Lee Michael Ramsey was arrested that day on a variety of charges, including pointing a firearm at another, endangerment, and so on. According to court filings, what allegedly set the suspect, Lee Ramsey, off was his son sprinkling water on his face to wake him up for work on the suggestion of his mother, Ramsey's estranged wife. And that's what started everything spinning badly out of control. Eventually, like we said, after a 2-hour standoff, Ramsey was arrested. He spent a week in jail. He was released last Friday on $2,300, make that $23,000 bail. Police arrested a man accused of stealing 9 guns from a Florence hardware store in June. Police say they had an anonymous tip that led to the arrest of 25-year-old Jose Luis Villa. Investigators arrested him at a home in Florence yesterday. Villa is facing burglary and theft charges. All 9 of the guns were recovered. The Lane County Board of Commissioners approved a 9% raise for County Administrator Steve Mokraheisky. The raise will increase his base pay to $182,500. That's up from $167,500 a year.
Now, that's just salary. The board made the raise retroactive May 6th, which would have been Mokra Heiske's 2-year work anniversary. On the new pay scale, actually, Mokra Heiske is skipping one of the steps. Usually they're steps 1 through 9. Well, he skips step 7 and lands on step 8. He'll be in line for an automatic 5.2% raise next year, which will bring his salary to $192,000, assuming that he has another successful performance review. Tuesday, Commissioners Faye Stewart and Pat Farr recommended the huge raise. Stewart said Mokra Heiske had done great work turning things around. It was pointed out that the higher salary would be more in line with what other local government top administrators make, as if that should make a difference here in Lane. However, some were not happy with the seeming favoritism towards the administrator. Other employees with the county don't get to skip steps and go to some of those higher salaries.
I believe step 7 is adequate as we look at labor contracts we've signed over the last several years and what those annual increases are, and also as we look at how we dealt with the non-rep move from as we moved to new salary structures with the non-reps, we didn't skip a step.
Commissioner Bozevich was the only commissioner to vote against the huge raise, although he wasn't necessarily against a raise, just that it was done this way. The vote was 4-1. A Lane County man is facing charges on accusations that he threatened another man who says he no longer feels safe living near Cresswell after the suspect told him to leave the neighborhood and shouted racial slurs. Ronnie Bloomberg's pleaded not guilty to an intimidation charge and was released on $2,000 bail. Lane County Sheriff's officials say the suspect drove up to the victim's home in a vehicle with a Confederate flag attached to it. He had reportedly been with 3 other men when he approached the victim, told him to leave, and made the racial slurs. Court documents say the victim no longer feels safe because of the June 27th incident. Oregon Governor Kate Brown is on another campaign junket, pretending it's official business. She travels to Bend and Redmond today to show communities how they can prepare for natural disasters.
This is just the start of wildfire season, and Governor Kate Brown will visit Discovery Park in Bend, where she'll meet members of the Heart of Oregon Corps, Bend Parks and Rec, and the Oregon Fire Marshal. They'll help remove excess brush that could fuel wildfires. The governor will also record a public service announcement for the group, Keep Oregon Green. Then she'll travel to Redmond and Roberts Field, where an interagency wildfire dispatch center will be built. Roberts Field and the adjacent Deschutes County Fairgrounds are also the designated staging area for the Federal Emergency Management Agency's response to a Cascadia subduction zone earthquake. I'm Brad Ford, KPNW.
A business coalition has filed campaign paperwork this week revealing $5.26 million in public donations aimed at fighting Initiative Petition 28. That is the public union's massive corporate tax hike proposal on the November ballot that will, of course, help fund PERS into the distant future. Defeat the tax on Oregon sales lists hundreds of corporate donors opposing the $3 billion annual tax on Oregon businesses. Now, this is, again, a gross receipts tax. It's not a net tax. This is a tax on everything that they make. There are no write-offs. By comparison, the IP28 campaign has raised about $450,000 in in-kind donations from the measure's union-backed nonprofit, Our Oregon. Businesses and labor groups are expected to pour tens of millions of dollars throughout Election Day into fighting IP28. It's the largest such tax proposal in state history. North Bend police say they have a suspect in a bomb scare that closed downtown nearly 3 weeks ago. Police Chief Robert Kappelman has not disclosed the person's name, but says that investigators have extremely strong circumstantial evidence linking him to the scare. The incident happened when a passerby noticed a suspicious device comprised of electrical parts and other materials that made it look bomb-like. Police conducted an evacuation within a 300-foot radius. The Oregon State Police sent in the bomb squad. The device was on a window ledge, and it turned out to be, well, fake.
Kappelman says witnesses told investigators the suspect had a similar device when he visited the area shortly before the scare. The suspect is on probation at this point in another state. Well, the Pokemon Go craze is taking the country by storm, but police agencies are urging caution. Brad Ford explains.
There have been incidents in other parts of the country where criminals have staked out areas to target Pokemon Go players who are paying more attention to their phones than their surroundings. Police say you should stay off private property, watch for vehicles, and be aware of your surroundings. Michael Baker was looking for Pokemon in Forest Grove early Monday morning when he tried to talk to a stranger, and the man pulled a knife.
Kind of just sliced me as I pushed him away with my foot, and so he got my shoulder and ran off.
He was not seriously hurt. In Hazeldale, north of Vancouver, two men searching a field for Pokemon found a loaded .32 caliber Smith & Wesson handgun. It was very weathered, and the Clark County Sheriff's Office says it appears to have been there a long time. The serial number did not come back stolen. They say it's good that adult Pokemon players found it instead of children. Brad Ford, KPNW.
Part of Highway 58 is being repaved starting in August yet again. The last paving job was done poorly, and the state has been dealing with an avalanche of lawsuits and claims because chunks of rock and blacktop have been chipping off, cracking windows, and ruining paint jobs. The contractor claims ODOT gave them faulty specs and information on how the chip seal was supposed to be mixed. The repaving is going to happen in the area of the road between Dexter and Black Canyon Creek Campground. Crews are going to be working at night trying to complete the project before the end of the seasonal weather. No work has been done or will be done over Labor Day weekend. The project planned for 58 between Black Creek Canyon Campground and the Middle Fork of the Willamette River is going to be delayed now until next summer. Officials are targeting Central Oregon and mosquito larvae to keep the insect's population down. The Four Rivers Vector Control District is using corncob granules coated with bacteria as larvicide along the Upper Deschutes River. The granules are coated with a bacterial species that the EPA says is toxic to mosquito larvae, black flies, and gnats, but it doesn't hurt people, water supplies, or fish. A helicopter was able to spread the granules across the mosquito havens in just minutes. However, walking crews, which take longer, also apply it from spring through early fall. A similar control effort is taking place in the Crook County Vector Control District. And the FBI search for D.B. Cooper is now officially over. Brad Ford says the case is closed.
When he got on a plane in Portland, Oregon...
CBS News anchor Walter Cronkite brought the news to the nation that a Seattle-bound Northwest Airlines jet from Portland to Seattle was hijacked by a man named Dan Cooper. In Seattle, the passengers left the plane and Cooper was given $200,000 in ransom money. He jumped out of the plane between Seattle and Reno, which is where the plane landed. FBI agent Harold Campbell says they initially checked to see whether Cooper left the plane in Reno.
A search was made of the plane immediately after landing.
Cooper wasn't found. They later learned that he jumped off the rear stairway of the plane over Southwest Washington. Around $5,800 of the money was found in a Columbia River park in Vancouver. The FBI now closing the case to focus on other investigative priorities. Brad Ford, KPNW.
At 7:21, this look at the news brought to you by Burrito Amigos, the friendly ones on KPNW.
Wake Up Call Sports on News Radio 1120 KPNW.
At the All-Star game last night in San Diego, KC's Eric Hosmer hit a home run and an RBI single to drive in half of the four that the American League scored to beat the National League 4-2. Two batters after Hosmer went round back, his catcher in Kansas City, Salvador Perez, became the first Royals catcher to go yard in an All-Star game. Both home runs hit off their former teammate, Johnny Cueto. For his hitting prowess, Hosmer got a brand new truck and an MVP glass bat trophy. A man identified only as John Doe 150 said that former Penn State assistant Jerry Sandusky sexually abused him as a boy in 1976, and that head coach Joe Paterno was told the next day and responded callously. He responded that he didn't want to hear about it and that he had a football season to worry about. Court documents were released yesterday. Four women who played for the Portland Thorns have been named to the U.S. National Olympic team. Tobin Heath, Lindsey Horan, Allie Long, and Megan Klingenberg will all don the red, white, and blue in Rio. Emily Saad will be an alternate Here's how, slow a day it is in sports. We're talking about the Trailblazers Summer League. Portland got their first win over Utah. Pat Connaughton drilled a long three to give the Blazers a 92-89 victory over the Jazz. And next time you're in Portland, if you're looking for something to do, perhaps check out a Portland Pickles game. The Pickles are playing in their first year in the Great West Wood Bat League. You want to check out wood bats and not travel so far? The Corvallis Knights put on a heck of a show. Wake Up Call Sports brought to you by Max Muscle. Where's your finish line? Set a goal, make a plan, get results. On Franklin, across from Market of Choice, News Time 7:23.
KPNW weather brought to you by Ramjack West. Do you have foundation problems? Ramjack can fix that. Get your free quote at ramjackwest.com.
Good morning. If you're headed out that door in the next few minutes, we've got partly to mostly cloudy skies. Temps right now are in the mid to low 50s. We've got light winds out of the northwest at 5 to 10, as well as some light hazy fog. Now, I expect the fog to burn off by 10 a.m., and as a pocket of high pressure starts to move in around lunchtime, the skies will quickly clear. By this afternoon, mostly sunny skies dominating across the region. No chance of showers, but it's a trade-off. To get the clear skies and the sunshine, we have to take the temps going up. And that means highs will be back in the upper 70s to a couple of mid-80s out there. We'll also see a breezy afternoon with winds out of the north at 15 to 20. We could clock a few gusts as high as 30. Sunshine looks to last over the next few days before the next storm system starts to move in Saturday afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Nation, the NBC 16 Weather Center, hoping you have a fantastic day.
Ramjack leads the way in foundation repair. Protect your investment. Get your free in-home evaluation at ramjackwest.com. Check out our exceptional online reviews, then choose Ramjack.
CCB 146906.
Hi, everybody. This is Don Essig with today's Motivational Minute, sponsored by Eugene's #1 electrical contractor, Builders Electric. Because he did have a lot of difficulties in his life, and the fact that he was one of 25 children in his family, it may seem strange to you that I would use in a Motivational Minute a statement by the late champion boxer Sonny Liston. But he once said, "I wouldn't pass judgment on no one. I ain't been perfect myself." The grammar in his comment may not have been the best, but the philosophy behind it certainly could be followed by some folks who are quick to judge others. Sometimes those we perceive to be people with lots of problems in life can help us more than we think. All we have to do is listen. So thanks, Sonny. This is Don Essig with today's Motivational Minute. I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, have a positive day.
This Motivational Minute was brought to you by Builders Electric, providing honest, reliable, and positive contracting throughout the Willamette Valley since 1960. That's Builders Electric, CCB number 4296.
Summer means outdoor trips, activities, and a trip to Kendall Ford. With 200 new Ford F-Series, all at amazing discounts, you'll get the right price and the right treatment at Kendall Ford. Stop by today or visit KendallFord.com.
With the greatest real estate market we've seen in a decade, you probably think you can hire an agent and get a good price for your home. Well, if you want a great price and a great experience, hire Harpole Homes with Keller Williams Realty.
Fact, not all agents are created equal. When you sell your house with Eric and Jeanette's team, you get thousands more dollars in your pocket. On average, you will net $9,500 more for your home than hiring a part-time recreational realtor. What can you do with $9,500? Take a vacation, pay off debt, or have a larger down payment for your next home.
You might ask, how do the Harpoles do it? Well, negotiating, marketing, and their exclusive certified pre-owned home program. When you hire Harpole Homes to sell your house, they pay for your house inspection prior to it going on the market. It's just one of the 182 steps they follow to get your house sold for top dollar.
For your free information package or to schedule a free consultation, call them now, 541-286-3030, 541-286-3030, or online at harpolehomes.com.
Need a little boost in energy this summer? Try Max Muscle's Emerge. It's a refreshing energy drink without the negative side effects, and it comes in 12 amazing flavors, including the new Caribbean Cooler. Try before you buy. Max Muscle, 2001 Franklin Boulevard.
I need to find a happy story right now.
Holloway in London.
You are a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity.
Wayne County's Wake Up Call on News Radio 1120 KPNW.
News Radio 1120 KPNW. Oh, look who's here. It's none other than Lise Wheel, Fox News legal analyst, joining us on the Wake Up Call this morning. Howdy do, Lise.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
We're fine. How are you doing back there?
I'm doing great. It's very steamy here in New York. Very, very, well, it's typical New York July sort of weather.
Oh, all right. Well, it's nice to know that it's steaming in New York. That just gives an all new, different kind of flavor to the town right there. Thinking, oh, New York is steaming. That must be nice.
No, but air conditioning helps.
Okay. Well, we'll take it with that. I want to start with this because this actually is a conversation that Rob and I had earlier in the week about this court decision that actually means that it could be a crime to share your Netflix password. Explain how exactly this applies to Netflix, because it had to do with a guy who was like a headhunter, right?
Right. This had to do with a guy who lost his job. It comes out of the Ninth Circuit. I mean, your circuit, where I used to be. And
don't blame me for it.
No. That's my territory as well. Okay, so guy loses his job and goes back to his buddy there still at the job. It says, "Can I use your password?" Buddy says, "Sure." And he uses the password to get into the computer at the old employer. Gets into the computer system and hacks. Well, he's not hacking. He gets into the computer using that password. Gets proprietary information from the old employer. Uses it at his new place. And, of course, that is seen to be illegal. It's a computer fraud and abuse. Margaret McEwen, one of the justices on the Ninth Circuit there, and by the way, I know her because when I worked in Seattle at a private law firm, my first job out of law school, Margaret was a partner. I was a little tiny associate. Well, I wasn't tiny, but I was a little first-year associate. Very smart woman, Margaret, and then she went on the bench. Margaret wrote, well, this is right for this guy in this context, but taken to its logical conclusion, it could apply to, mom and dad give their password to their kid, their Netflix password. They haven't consulted Netflix for that. That technically is a crime now. And she's right. We have to be careful of the context. The reason being that it could be a crime is because unless you get permission from Netflix, they haven't told you could pass up along that password. And here's why it's important, or why Netflix could say that's a crime. I just got my notice on my email that Netflix is moving my price of membership per month from $7.99 to $9.99. So
Bastards.
they have to. So if you give it out free to people, well, you're in a way robbing Netflix of their $9.99 a month, right? That's the point. So if you do that for 1 million people, that's a lot of money.
So you can pretty much imagine that when this decision came out, that Netflix was doing quite a bit of fist pumping.
Right. Now, are people going to be jumping into the homes of little Johnny and Susie?
Of course they are.
Well,
of course they. Oh, come on. I mean, come on. You had,
how they ever going to? But here's what
but they had Sony and everybody else doing that with Napster.
I would say, as practical advice, now that we're talking about it, when somebody, not a family member, when somebody comes to you and says, "Can you just share a password with me?" I would say, "Look, I listened to the program this morning." And for your own protection, because both people are caught up, the user and the giver, it's a crime for both of them to do it. Is I'd say, you know what, it's not worth $9.99 to get ourselves potentially in trouble. Just let's not do it. Why potentially get ourselves into trouble? It's not because I don't like you. It's not because I don't trust you. It's just, why even bother? Let's just not do it. It's not worth the $9.99. We may have to hire lawyers. It's just not worth it. Just don't do it.
People well, and eventually Netflix is going to be basically knocking on kids' doors. It's going to. They are.
Johnny.
They totally are.
6-year-old, sucking his thumb.
Well, Sony and the record labels were doing that. There was a girl in I think it was here in Oregon that was like 13 or 14 years old. They come pounding on her door. Oh, look at you! You're a felon.
Oh.
I know. I want to change the subject here, and
she's got a little bag packed, ready to go.
I want to change the subject here while we've got a second. I want to ask your opinion about something. The individual that shot the police officers in Dallas. In the first couple of days of reporting, there was a lot of reporting on his military background, and there was apparently his attorney who defended him or was his attorney because there was some issues that had come up for him while he was in the military dealing with what it sounds like sexual harassment of a female soldier. And this was mentioned quite a bit, and that his discharge was based around this. And then a couple of days later, all the newspapers are saying that, it was an honorable discharge. Question number one, in a case where when a client is deceased, is it legal for the lawyer to basically go out and say, oh yeah, well, I had this guy as a client and he, was a perv. Is he allowed to do that legally?
Yeah, there's a case comes out of Boston, and I could see the guys. Remember this guy said he was driving with his wife. She was pregnant. Wife ends up dead. He said, and guys, I need to be at a computer and I'm not.
That's okay.
He says,
just give us the gist.
There's a book's been written about it. He says, we were walking down, I was taking my wife to the hospital to get the kid delivered. Two black guys came up, shot her dead, shot me. Stewart, maybe was his last name, Charles Stewart. Anyway, he ends up injured but lives. Says two black guys did it, right? It's all fabricated. Ends up he had shot her dead for money, and he fabricated the story about the black guys. And he had a lawyer. Long story. I think he went to trial. Anyway, he ends up jumping off the bridge there somewhere in Boston, killing himself. And it was litigated about what the lawyer could or couldn't say, and the verdict came out that and again, I'm doing this totally off the cuff.
That's okay.
Years ago, that the attorney-client privilege ended when he jumped off the bridge and died.
Okay. So that leads then, knowing that, because that was my first question. The second thing was, did it not, or does it not surprise you that we had this information that came out, and now, all of a sudden, he was just honorably discharged, and the rest of this story about how it was that he ended up being discharged now becomes like not part of the story. Does you find that weird?
That it was not part of the story?
How that story has changed because, even military.com, which is a website that covers nothing but military stories,
right.
They have stuck by the story about, how this discharge took place. But all the newspapers now, all they'll say is that he was honorably discharged. That none of this issue with the woman who had a restraining order against him, and all the rest of the stuff that went into that discharge.
Well, you kind of look, where there's smoke, that old expression. Where there's smoke, there's something. I mean, don't you think? I don't think that just would be made up.
Well, I don't either. It just kind of surprised me how that information all of a sudden within 2 days, just now he has an honorable discharge and, great guy in the Army.
Yeah, well,
was surprising.
I doubt he was a great guy for much. And it wasn't the mother or the stepmother or the father was saying something like he was really unhappy with the way the military treated him. Well, now you're blaming the military for this? I mean, this guy. I don't know. I'm sorry. I have no sympathy. He was a monster. He was a monster. He killed 5 officers. He's a monster.
Well, and wounded 6 others. It's okay to call him evil.
He's a monster. He's rotting in hell.
All right.
I mean, I'm sorry. I just have no...
You don't have to apologize here.
I have no sympathy.
I have
no sympathy for this person. Well,
I don't either.
He's not even a person to me.
All right. Hey, Lise, thanks for joining us on the WakeUp.
You got it. Sorry to end on that sour note, but I mean, I just have no sympathy for somebody like that.
Well, a lot of other people feel the same way.
Yeah, no, these are beautiful young men that are gone. So
Lise Wheel on the Wake Up Call. Lise, have a great rest
all
of
right,
your week.
have a great rest of the day. Take care.
Okay, you too. It is 7:37. Wake Up Call.
The Bloomberg Market Report, sponsored by Pacific Continental Bank, serving your business and community in Eugene for over 40 years.
This is a Bloomberg Market Minute. The Dow joined the S&P 500 in the record books last session, so what'll it do for an encore? For now, it's just about holding the line. The Dow up 14 points, the Nasdaq up 6, and the S&P up a fraction after a three-day rally that included 2 record closes for the S&P 500. Just a few weeks ago, Staples figured that by now it would be working on integrating with Office Depot, but that merger failed, so as it prepares to go solo into the crucial back-to-school shopping season, Staples is bulking up its online selection and launching same-day delivery as it goes up against rivals, including Amazon. Amazon sold more stuff yesterday than ever before. It says sales on the second annual Prime Day jumped more than 60% worldwide. Amazon says it sold more than 2 million toys, more than 1 million pairs of shoes, and more than 90,000 TVs and hundreds of thousands of Kindle e-readers to subscribers to its Amazon Prime program. I'm Adrienne Mitchell, Bloomberg Radio.
Pacific Continental Bank is proud to call the Eugene-Springfield area home for more than 40 years. As your local banker, partner, and neighbor, we are committed to the health and sustainability of your business and our community. We know it takes more than a loan or deposit to help you succeed. It takes people who know you, your business, and your community. Who says we can't be more than a bank? Pacific Continental Bank, the right bank. Learn more at therightbank.com. Member FDIC.
Shift into savings now at your local Kubota dealer. Take on the tough jobs in a tractor you'll be proud to own. A powerful Kubota Standard L Series. With the right combination of dependable horsepower, high-quality construction, and ease of operation, they're perfect for the independent property owner. Now get financing as low as 0% APR for up to 5 years. Now through September 30th, 2016. Call toll-free 1-800-794-4992 for details about costs and terms. Mid-Valley Tractor, family-owned for over 30 years. Just a mile and a half past the Beltline on Highway 99.
Are you hiring? Do you know where to post your job to find the best candidates? Posting your job in one place isn't enough to find quality candidates. If you want to find the perfect hire, you need to post your job on all the top job sites. And now you can. With ZipRecruiter.com, you can post your job to 100 plus job sites, including social media networks like Facebook and Twitter, all with a single click. Find candidates in any city or industry nationwide. Just post once and watch your qualified candidates roll in to ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. No juggling emails or calls to your office. Quickly screen candidates, rate them, and hire the right person fast. Find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by over 400,000 businesses. And right now, listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free by going to ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial. One more time. To try it for free, go to ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
KPNW weather, brought to you by Ramjack West. Do you have foundation problems? Ramjack can fix that. Get your free quote at RamjackWest.com.
Good morning. If you're headed out in the next few minutes or you're already out and about, we do have partly to mostly cloudy skies. I am tracking some light hazy fog out there. Now I expect the fog to burn off by about 10 a.m. Otherwise, temps right now are in the mid to low 50s with light winds out of the northwest at 5 to 10. This little bit of cloud is left over from the storm system from the weekend, but it's quickly pulling away. The cold front's moving east and the storm core is moving into the western side of Canada. For us, that means that the skies will begin to clear this afternoon as a pocket high pressure moves in. By late afternoon, mostly sunny. But you know what that means. With the sunshine comes the temperature climb. That means highs are going back into the upper 70s to a few mid-80s out there. We're also going to see winds pick up this afternoon out of the north at 15 to 20. A few gusts could be as high as 30. That means when you get home, you may have to pick that patio furniture back up. Now, the sunny skies look to dominate for the next few days before the next storm system moves in sometime Saturday afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Nation, the NBC 16 Weather Center, hoping you have a great day.
The Wake Up Call with Holloway in London.
The philosophy here is a very simple one.
1120 KPNW.
742 News Radio 1120 KPNW. I sure hope that you are checking out the stream. This could be, I know this is a record for the amount of people in the studio this week. We've had a couple of choirs that have been pretty packed up, but we are getting ready for Relay for Life.
Where's our
happening Friday.
Where's our other song?
It's coming up.
Okay.
Relay for Life, a top 3 event, a fundraiser for the American Cancer Society. We have Kristen, along with the American Cancer Society, and Blaine from Dutch Bros. And I'll go ahead, Blaine, I'll let you introduce everybody who's here.
Oh, gosh, you put me on the spot to remember names.
Kristen, you can help out.
Oh, great. Well, we have Drew from Dutch Bros. We have Angela and Tiffany. They are the co-event chairs for the Relay for Life for the event.
Wow.
And then also hiding back behind the scenes is my daughter Kaylin and then my coworker Lindley.
And you guys, you've already done some TV. You've already been on television talking about singing the praises of folks to come out and drink Dutch Bros. Talk about what's going on.
So it's our annual fundraiser for the American Cancer Society and the Relay for Life. I think this is the 11th year that we've done it. And every year it changes just a little bit. And we changed our promotion up a little this year because we have this goal of reaching $100,000. We want to hit that 6-figure check that we hand over to them at the actual Relay for Life, at the event. And so our goal is to raise that in an 18-hour period, which happens to be today. So at all 15 Dutch Bros throughout Eugene, Springfield, Junction City, and Cottage Grove, we are doing our annual Kick Cancer Day. And the promotion that we have going on is if you buy a large drink, you get a stamp card that already has 9 stamps on it. So essentially you've bought 9 drinks, right? Just by purchasing that one large drink. And that's been a huge promotion for us in the past, and we really feel like this is the one that's going to push us over that $100,000 barrier. Great aspect of today is that it's a day where every single penny that comes in that store is getting donated back to the American Cancer Society. And so it's something that we've really prided ourselves on, is being able to do such a great fundraiser for a great organization for a cause that affects so many different people throughout not only Eugene, Springfield, but Lane County, Oregon, and the world, really.
So just to go back to make sure that everybody's clear, you buy the large drink at full price, and then you get basically a 9/10 of the way through a card.
Yeah, typically you come through, you buy a drink, you get a stamp for every single drink that you buy.
Right.
Right? And what we are doing is we have cards that already have 9 stamps on them. You buy that large, we are handing you that card that has 9 stamps on it. Then the next time you go through, you get your 10th stamp, and then the time after that, boom, you got a free one, which you can use for anything.
What, and here's, in case, if you're checking out the stream, you can see an example of the card. What would be I mean, you've tried just about every coffee drink. Is there any recommendations for somebody that maybe hasn't been through a Dutch Bros yet?
So I would recommend either one of 2 drinks. The first one I'll talk about is a caramelizer. We make all of our mochas with our own silky smooth blend of chocolate milk, and then we use a real caramel sauce with that. And then you can get that in a small, medium, or large. I suggest a large today, so you do get that 9 stamp card. But it's just blends really well together, and people love the caramelizer. But our staple drink, and the one we actually named our fundraiser after, is a kicker. And what a kicker is it's our nice blend of silky smooth Kick Me mix, which is our own proprietary milk that we have, and then we mix in some Irish cream and then our 3-bean blend, and it just has this like great way of all blending together to make this super awesome, delicious, just make your day inspiring, send you to the moon and back drink.
You've had some coffeers.
Believe it or not, I actually had a kicker this morning. Yeah, I figured why not,
a large
man?
one?
I had it. You know it.
So the kicker, is that a large behind you?
That is a large, yeah, that big thing.
You drank a large kicker.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I didn't get a lot of sleep. I was amped up last night, so I didn't get a lot of sleep.
For the event this Friday.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and we'll be out there at the Relay for Life. We'll have our big. We call it the Transformer. It's a transportable coffee store that we are pulling up right at the Relay for Life. We'll be trackside, and we'll be there the entire time for the Relay for Life, and every penny that we bring in the store that day also goes back to the Relay for Life and American Cancer Society.
So out of curiosity, why is it important to you personally that Dutch Bros gets involved?
Well, it's really on a couple different levels. Being a part of Dutch Bros, this is my 13th year with Dutch Bros, and for as long as I can remember, we've been doing this. And the very first year we did it, our franchisee, Chris Stewart, brought his neighbor, who was a little 6-year-old girl who had leukemia. right? Brought her on stage at the American Cancer Society. And I remember him inviting us to come down and check it out. And I was like, yeah, I'll go check it out.
We've had him on the show. He's a great
he's
guy.
Awesome. He's great. One of the best guys, one of my best friends, and really the best boss I've ever had. I didn't really know what the American Cancer Society and the Relay for Life was about. And I'm sitting there and just seeing, A, the amount of people, B, how it impacted everybody, and C, how it impacted this, big, strong, tough guy that I've always known. It was just so touching and moving. And shortly after that, I had a family member come down with glioblastoma, which is a form of brain cancer. And it was my uncle, and he was only given about 6 months to live. And being a miracle, he's actually still around to this day. And so I lost my grandpa to lung cancer. My dad's had prostate cancer. Cancer is something that touches every single person in some way, shape, or form. And to be able to be a part of a day and a cause that can hopefully someday eradicate that is, to me, an honor, a pleasure, and I would do it 365 days of the year if I could.
Somebody who does it darn near that amount of time is Kristen with ACS. Out of curiosity, same question. What throws you into this passionate campaign each and every day?
Everybody's laughing.
Is there a tissue?
Well, I'll try to do this without crying, but I lost my dad to cancer. He was diagnosed with colon cancer, and within 6 months, he passed. And so I really felt like at that time, I couldn't do anything, so now what can I do? I couldn't do anything to stop that or to make that better, so what can I do now? And my best friend and I actually got together, put together a team, went out there, and I had been before, and I really was amazed. I had never heard of the event years before that, and we had a team, and then eventually here I am now. I've worked here for 5 years. I love it. I'm super passionate about the mission and everything that we do, and that's why I do it 365 days a year.
For somebody who's not been to Relay for Life, kind of try to give an idea and a semblance of what happens on starting Friday night.
Well, at 6 p.m. we have our opening ceremony, which is followed by the Survivor Caregiver Lap, which is pretty emotional and at the same time amazing and energetic. The last couple of years, actually, the participants have made a big tunnel, like a high five tunnel for the survivors to walk through at the end of the lap, and it's pretty cool. They have a ton of fun in the Survivor tent. This year they're having s'mores. We've got supplies for 1,000 s'mores. So they're going to be making s'mores and doing crafts. They're going to have a photo booth for the survivors over there. We have lots of games, lots of activities going on. Eugene Knocker Balls will be there from 7 to 10 on Friday.
Is that like a dodgeball team? What is that?
It's those big inflatable balls that you wear.
That you get into?
And it's kind of like the sumo wrestler suits, but yet it's a ball, and then you run into people. So if you're out there, you and I could
human dodgeball.
Human dodgeball. There we go. Thank you, Blaine. So that'll be Friday night from 7 to 10. Then at 10 p.m.
Well, there's the reason to go right there.
There it is. And they're going to just charge a real minimal price, and then they're going to donate it all back to our event as well. They're super excited to be there. Then at 10 o'clock, everything kind of slows down a little bit. We have our Luminaria ceremony. So once you get there, you need to make sure that you go to the Luminaria tent. We ask for a $5 minimum donation for a Luminaria bag. You can decorate it if you like, dedicate it in memory of someone you may have lost or in honor of someone currently battling cancer. And all those bags get lit. We line the whole track and then we light them. We have the Eugene Fire Pipe and Drums coming, so they play the bagpipes and the drums follow. And I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it because it is just like that night when you're there. And great speakers for Luminaria and a vocalist from Northwest Christian University. It goes on. 12 o'clock, midnight movie. We have a Hawaiian theme this year. It's Relay for a Cure, so we'll be watching Lilo and Stitch on the big screen at midnight. 2 o'clock cakewalk, 3 o'clock dance party, on and on and on. Tons of stuff to do.
What I like about it is that it's you'll cry and you'll laugh. I mean, it's a roller coaster. I mean, for one thing after the other, there's something that's empowering and you feel great, and then there might be something sad. My first ever Relay for Life, it was at Lane Community College, And I was there, representing KDOC. Within 10 minutes, my soccer coach walked by in this, right on the track, and I couldn't even say, I was like paralyzed. I watched him walk in front of me and went up and talked to him afterwards. But it was just, if you don't have a connection to cancer, you'll get one by just falling in love with people that are amazing. And of course, it goes through Saturday at 12 o'clock out there at Willamette Lane.
Yes.
So if you aren't a part of a team, I always say come out anyway.
Absolutely.
Come out and just represent and see what it's all about. Because until I think when you hear about it, you're like, you think you have an idea of what it is,
but you don't.
Not even close.
And if you've never been and you come, like you said, you'll be probably most likely hooked, and you'll come back and you'll want to know how you can start a team, and you'll want to know how you can get more involved, because it is a pretty amazing event. We usually have, I'd say probably last year, around 5,000 people that came to the event. It's amazing.
We are top 10.
You need to create a loner team. For the people that have never been out there, you put all the loners on it,
We've done that before.
Put
Would
them
you
all on
be
a
the team
team.
captain of the loner team?
You can run that.
I'm out of town this weekend. Otherwise, that would be a cool thing to do.
You'll be there in spirit.
Yep.
But I like the idea. Just, all right.
Top 10? Is this a top 10 event?
Number 5 in the world.
Top 5.
Number 5, yep.
That in an entire world. I mean, think
Yeah.
about all the different Relay for Lives that go on, and number 5 right here in our community, and
Yeah, in Little Piddlin, Eugene, Oregon, number 5.
Yeah, I mean,
You go to
Track
Houston,
USA, baby.
you go to St. Louis, to these big metros, and if you're looking for Relay for Life, if you come from Eugene, Springfield, you're like, what? Where is everybody?
Yeah, you're looking around saying this is not like ours.
Okay, one more time. Let's talk about Dutch Bros. What's going on?
All day long, right? All the way until we close at 11. And our 24-hour stores are doing it until midnight. You go through, buy any large drink on the menu, get a 9-stamp card. So you got 9 stamps in your hand already, almost there to that free one. And whether you buy small, medium, large, kids, whatever you buy today, all of the money goes right back to the American Cancer Society and the Relay for Life.
Huge, and I don't want to say sacrifice, but a huge, just a great show of support from all the people that not just own the Dutch Bros, but people that work there.
Yeah, and it's
from
our
start to
pleasure.
finish.
It's what we live to do. We love to give, and this right here is, we always like to explain it as our Super Bowl locally for the Dutch Bros, and we love this day, and it is an absolute joy, pleasure, and honor to get to do it.
It's a good testament to your ownership there.
Great testament.
All right. Thank you all for coming in, and we could definitely recommend the Kicker. Kicker would be a great beverage today, and get a large at a local Dutch Bros.
I actually like the mocha myself. It's just me. So here's an idea. If you grab one of the mochas and you go home and you're feeling all jittery because you're amped up on caffeine, and then the next thing you know, it's all over the floor or the carpet, and you're looking at it and you're saying, okay, this was a bad thing, call the folks at Zero Res. Zero Res is a carpet cleaning company that is different from any other. And a big part of it is what they clean your carpet with and what they don't clean your carpet with. Like, for instance, they don't clean it with a whole bunch of chemicals. They don't clean it with any chemicals. They clean it with water. But it's what they call empowered water. It's all kind of scientific-y, but if you, yes, I made up a word, you run electricity through water, it actually changes the pH. All right? And it's the pH that lifts the stains. So if you got something neutral, it's not probably going to lift stains. But when you change the pH, all of a sudden, it's lifting these stains out of your carpet. Well, after a little while, that electrical charge goes away, and the next thing you're left with is water, which simply evaporates. You don't have the chemicals like you do with other companies. If you're one of those folks that has a sensitivity to chemicals, you need Zero Res. If you're one of those folks that doesn't like that gritty feeling you get after a normal carpet cleaning, well, that's residue from the soap or the chemicals. If you're one of the folks that don't like that, you need Zero Res. If you've never had your carpet cleaned by Zero Res, give them a try. $44 per room, or if you mention Bill London or KPNW, they'll do the 4th room free. 541-9880, 988-ZERO, ZeroResEugene.com.
Get instant cash back at Discount Windows.
Discount Windows is working with Energy Trust of Oregon to help you reduce energy costs and improve the comfort of your home.
Don't wait 6 to 8 weeks for a check. Make your project more affordable right now with instant savings.
We've handed out over $20,000 in instant cash incentives in just 5 months. Instant savings at Discount Windows.
Highway 99 in Junction City.
Open 7 days a week.
Instant cash incentives applies to windows installed by Discount Windows. TCB 180018.
For 37 years, we've been saying that Hertz Car Sales is the better way to buy a car. But what does that mean for you, the customer? What is the better way? Scott Hoysh here from Hertz Car Sales Superstore, right here in Eugene. What we're talking about is a process that's different and transparent on every level. We clearly mark the prices on all of our vehicles. When you come in, we're not going to pass you off to a manager or a professional closer. We treat you like we would want to be treated ourselves. With a Northwest Superstore inventory of more than 1,000 vehicles and over 50 financing sources, we're here to help you find the exact vehicle that you want with financing that you can afford. Right now, through the entire month of July, you can save even more at our Red, White, and Blue sales event. Come in or click to discover the better way to buy a car. West 11th and the Beltline, where Hertz Car Sales will save you money.
Don't miss the Red, White, and Blue sales event going on right now, but only for a limited time. On West 11th, just off the Beltline, and always online at HertzEugene.com. Hertz Car Sales of Eugene, the better way to buy a car.
Local news, local people, Holloway in London, and the wake-up call. I want you to get up now. On News Radio 1120, KPNW.
Spring into camping at the RV Corral. New Winnebago trailers from $16,995. New Hideout trailers from $14,995. And the new Cougars from only $21,995. Check out Lane County's best selection of Winnebago Class A's and C's. Allegro by Tiffin, the Sunseeker lineup. And now RV Corral is the new dealer for Fleetwood Motorhomes. New or used toy hauler, trailer, fifth wheel, diesel or gas. Think award-winning RV Corral, Highway 99 or RVCorral.com. Why go anywhere else?
While you're at the Lane County Fair this year, check out the Lane County History Museum. This year when the fair is running, the museum is free. That's right, July 20th through the 24th, paying nothing. The museum is at 740 West 13th Avenue. Check out the website at lchm.org.
News Radio 1120 KPNW, Eugene, Springfield, USA.
Fox News Radio, I'm Dave Anthony. A call for unity.
Everyone should be together, not against each other.
That's Cameron Sterling, whose father Alton was the black man killed by police in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. That shooting in one of a black man in Minnesota sparked protests across America, but the 15-year-old pleads.
Everyone needs to protest in the right way, with peace, no violence.
Now, a black gunman went on a shooting spree last week during a Dallas protest, killing 5 police officers. The first of 3 funerals today is starting now.
These 3 heroes will be honored and remembered for their sacrifices. Services are scheduled today for DART officer Brent Thompson, Dallas Police Senior Corporal Lorne Aarons, and Dallas Police Sergeant Michael Smith.
That's Fox's Casey Stiegel in Dallas. President Obama will again sit down with police today, but in a bigger meeting. Fox's John Decker live at the White House.
The president will be meeting with police officers here at the White House, marking the second such meeting this week. But today's get-together will be expanded to include mayors and civil rights activists. Ahead of today's meeting, the president said on Facebook that we'll share solutions from communities that have already found ways to build trust and reduce disparities. Dave?
John, Hillary Clinton will call for unity campaigning in Illinois as Donald Trump keeps mulling over who to pick as his running mate. Could Mike Pence be the Republican VP nominee? Trump and his family met this morning with the Indiana governor. A federal appeals court has reversed part of a GM bankruptcy court ruling, shielding the automaker from some legal claims over a deadly defective ignition switch problem that predated GM's 2009 bankruptcy. Tom Brady has lost again in court. A federal appeals judges, they've refused to grant the star NFL quarterback a new hearing over his Deflategate suspension. This Patriots fan takes it in stride.
It was a long shot, but he took it, but he didn't get it. That just happens that way. What are you going to do?
So unless the Supreme Court gets involved, Brady will miss the first 4 games next season. Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
This tip of the week brought to you by Neurospine Institute.
If you're a smoker, you already know that quitting will save you money.
and help you live longer. But did you know that it can make your back feel better? Smoking restricts the flow of oxygen and other nutrients in the spinal discs, making you more vulnerable to lower back pain. Smoking also increases the risk of osteoarthritis and other joint disorders that cause chronic pain in other parts of the body and decreases your body's ability to heal itself from illness or injury. Numerous studies return the same consistent results, and the evidence holds true for men and women, regardless of age or occupation. Stop smoking and your back will thank you.
Are you living with chronic pain? The specialists at Neurospine Institute can diagnose the problem and develop a personalized treatment plan to address your symptoms. Their comprehensive services include clinical and surgical procedures, sports medicine, physical therapy, medical imaging, and pain management. Neurospine Institute's medical professionals will work closely with your primary care or referring physician to ensure that you receive the best care and treatment. They serve all of Western Oregon. 2 locations, the main campus in Eugene and their Roseburg clinic. Visit neurospinellc.com today and get your life back.
He got a standing ovation from some in Parliament. Now David Cameron's about to hand over British power to a new Prime Minister. Fox's Simon Owens live in London.
Dave, standing room only in Parliament as David Cameron made his final appearance as Prime Minister.
I will miss the roar of the crowd. I will miss the barbs from the opposition.
At times it was light-hearted, Cameron declaring his love for the 10 Downing Street cat, Larry. He also spoke of his proudest achievements, including legalising same-sex marriage.
You can achieve a lot of things in politics. You can get a lot of things done. And that, in the end, the public service, the national interest, that is what it's all about.
But Cameron was also criticised by some lawmakers for calling the referendum to quit the EU. His successor, Theresa May, takes over later. Dave?
Simon, 4 people are still unaccounted for after yesterday's head-on collision from 2 trains in Italy. At least 23 other people are confirmed dead as people go through the wreckage this morning. Nasty storms have turned deadly in Wisconsin, one of several states with damage and flooding.
Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker declaring a state of emergency in 8 northern counties after heavy rains caused flooding, power outages, and washed out roads. 2 people died in floods in Bayfield and Iron counties.
I grabbed a 5-gallon bucket and started shoveling it into the back room. Well, I couldn't keep up with it.
Puddles are gone. Now we got a lake.
She's in Aiken County, Minnesota, amid continued flood warnings along the Mississippi as Litchfield and Watkins in central Minnesota clean up from EF2 tornadoes. An EF1 twister also struck Bessemer in western upper Michigan, toppling trees, causing power outages and more flooding, with the National Weather Service expecting more severe weather threats in the coming days. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
A guy riding his bike was killed in Florida this morning. He somehow came in contact with a live power line on a bridge connecting Tampa with Clearwater. On Wall Street, the Dow's up 16 points. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News Radio.
.805 News Radio 1120 KPNW on a pretty good-looking Wednesday. A little bit of cloud cover up there. 82 for the high. I'm looking at Friday's forecast for the golf tournament. Sunny and 79. That means as we launch the shotgun start, 8 a.m., 53 degrees, a couple of clouds. A beautiful Friday morning for some golf out there at the Springfield Golf Club. If you are signed up, we'll see you out there. If you are not signed up, this would be a good opportunity to maybe jump on KPNW.com and get a heck of a deal. Tom Sotelo, our account executive. What's on your business card?
Something like that.
Sales?
I don't even know.
Sales guru?
Yeah, not that.
Marketing genius?
So it will actually be a shotgun start by a real shotgun. So that's kind of cool. This year, you have an opportunity to play. If you haven't played, we have some open spots, and normally we do not. Normally we have, with sponsors, employees, and listeners, we usually are turning people away. And this year we have some spots open. So you can...
Oh, nice. For people that want to golf, then, they can actually do that.
Yeah, I mean, like Rob said a couple times, you can't really play that course with a cart for $50 a piece. So you get to play the course, you get food, prizes. I have the list of prizes right here.
I mean, you can't play a lot of courses for $50 where you get lunch, your golf cart thrown in there, and a chance at $1 million.
Cool trophies, very cool trophies. Yeah, one person gets a shot at $1 million from 175 yards. We have a 50-foot putt for $5,000. That's sponsored by Cuthbert, and the $1 million shot is Oak Grove.
So is that the first person to make that putt gets the $5,000?
We actually draw. We do a raffle, and then the person who draws the raffle gets to take that shot. for the putt and that, so 2 separate people. We insure that, so if we let everybody try, the insurance would be $1 million. Can't do that. So, but it's fun. I mean, I don't think there's any tournament around here that I know of that has $1 million prize. I mean, the odds are not great, but it's fun. Give it a whirl. You never know.
175 yards. I mean, it's not like you're, taking a shot at it at a par 5.
Yeah, 165. But yeah, and then we have a $10,000 hole-in-one sponsored by Dean and Orchard. That's 182-yard par 3 on the 10th hole. So everybody gets a chance at that. No pros, but every normal person gets a shot at that. And $10,000. We have KPs, long drives for men and women. We have other hole-in-ones, airplane trips, golf clubs, TVs. Actually, a couple years ago, somebody made the hole-in-one on the airplane trip. So they got 2 airplane tickets to anywhere in the United States, lower 48. So that's pretty cool.
And you've got like 1,000 trophies.
We have a lot of trophies. We have.
How does that work?
So we have 3 flights, good golfers, medium golfers, and stinky golfers like me. So you play against your own level of competition. So there's trophies for first, second, and third for gross and net. So your handicap comes into play. So even if you're terrible, you can still compete and play against other people who are terrible. Or if you're awesome, I had 2 people sign up yesterday that one was scratch and one was a 1.4. And it was like, those are really good golfers. So it's a lot of fun. And you, like I said, you can compete against your own level of competition. So that makes it fun. If you go out and shoot a 94, you can still get a trophy in your flight. And they're acrylic. They're really nice. Delps Awards does those for us, and they are really sharp.
Do they have the little gold guy with the golf club doing
No, we have acrylic. We have like a... Last year, I think they'll be the same this year. I haven't picked them up yet. But sort of a green tint to one of the... kind, and the other one is clear, but they're really nice. I mean, everybody always says,
wow, always have good trophies.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's cool to come back to your office and hold that trophy up and look what I won, and you always keep it up there because it's nice. It's not a little, junky little trophy.
And it's not something where you like break the golf club off, which is what always happens with those trophies.
Yeah, right? I've won one of those. Yeah, and you see about half of them are minus the.
Are you one of the folks that puts it back on there with electrical tape? Is that
no,
you?
I think I've just left it.
Okay.
I think my kids probably took
Everybody's thinking, oh, he won the nunchuck contest.
So what else? What have we missed about the tournament?
Wow, I don't know I think I talked a lot, so I'm not sure what we missed. I guess the main thing
How about how to sign up?
Well, let's get into that. So I guess the main thing would be you can go to kpnw.com and download the sheet and fax it in. You can scan it and email it in. Or you can just call the front desk and Rosemary will take your information down, your credit card, and hand me the paper, and you'll be in that way.
Fax. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What is this fax of which you speak?
I can remember the fact. Well, I got to put my glasses on, I think, for that.
And by the way, it's WKPNW.com.
What did I say? Did I say W?
Yes.
Oh. J.D. Olson, one of our clients, hates that. He hates W. So I think it's 284-3693,
Thank you, JD.
284-3693.
You know what?
That
Call the business office and get the number.
Yeah, or 485-1120.
Yeah.
And Rosemary will fill it out for you. And get your credit card number, and you will be in. I mean, it is a great time. It's one of the best tournaments that I've played in, and I'm not just saying that because it's our tournament. It's a lot of fun, and it's competitive, but again, you play against your talent golfer, so that's what makes it. Everybody has a chance.
When you have a 2-person team and then you go to a 4-person team, all of a sudden you feel like. With the 2-person team, it's boom, boom, boom. With that 4-person team, all of a sudden you feel like it's taking forever. Every hole.
So we do 2-person scramble. So there are 4 people in your group, but 2 people.
2 people on your team.
Yes. So you having a 6-drive minimum, I think, but you play a 2-man instead of a 4-man. I think that moves a little quicker, and it's different. So there's not a lot of 2-man scrambles. It's a little bit different format change. We try not to have a circus. We want it to be competitive and maybe sometimes difficult. We have a lot of prizes, but
so no chimps, no monkeys, no orangutans,
no clown's mouth, no windmills, nothing like that. But I mean, we do. Let me have a few prizes here that I can read off for some of these things. Long drive for men. I'm doing a get out of jail free card for a guy, a $50 Chapala gift card and flowers. So take your wife to dinner and flowers. So closest to the pin for men and women together is $200 at the end of Spanish Head. So cool prizes. We're not giving away, can openers. Closest to the pin for men, another get a jail free card, $50 no yes, and flowers. So I think those are good prizes. Women's closest to the pin, $40 a tap and growler, and some off the waffle. I surveyed the girls back in the sales office and asked them, would that be sexist to do that? And they're like, no. Women like wine and to drink too. I'm like, okay.
What was sexist?
Well, I'm not sure what prizes I should give. If I want to, so men got restaurant and flowers. Do I give women a restaurant and flowers? I just wasn't sure what made sense. So I asked the girls, what do you guys think? What would you want to win? And they came up with it.
There, you're getting
socket sets and a soldering iron is what they were back there going. Well, I think we should give the ladies socket sets.
Yeah, once my uncle bought my mom for a birthday present when they were kids a slot car track for her birthday. So I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to buy something
that's awesome.
The husband's going to take.
That's awesome.
I tried to win it. KPNW.com if you want to register. Again, $99 for the two persons. You divide it into two people, it's $50. You're going to pay more just living life and not golfing.
Yeah, lunch,
and you got lunch,
prizes. Yeah,
chance at $1 million.
And aren't we here shortly going to actually try to find you a golf partner?
Yeah, we got the other person of the Wake Up Call team. And just to let you know, 2/3 right now scheduled in a couple of minutes. Jason, our good friend Jason, who's one of the 15, had a problem at work, so he had to pull out. So we're looking for somebody maybe to take his place, or we'll just have the two go at it. But it's free golf and comped and
get to play with you. Isn't that the best part?
Well,
you signing autographs and
I'll be riding their coattails. Then we'll be checking out. All right, 8:13 news coming up. Stand by. It's 11:20 KPNW.
The summer season is officially here, as is the "it's too hot, I don't want to cook right now" season. The latter season really fluctuates depending on access or desire to a barbecue, whether the house is air conditioned, and the ambient air temperature overall. When the temperature hits, "I don't want to cook," head to Burrito Amigos. Burrito Amigos has great food for hot summer weather, and all of their sit-down restaurants have air conditioning. Baja shrimp burritos and Baja tacos really hit the summer spot. And a couple of people can share one of Burrito Amigos' regular-sized taco salads. They're huge and just right for a hot day or humid sweltering evening. For the vegetarian, the Yummy Soft Taco hits the spot with yams, cabbage, beans, pumpkin seeds, and Burrito Amigos' special recipe spicy avocado sauce. And if it's too hot to cook, it's just the right temperature for Burrito Amigos to do the cooking. Burrito Amigos, the friendly ones in Eugene and Springfield. I'm Bill London, and I think it's starting to feel a little muggy.
It's Yodel Summer Days at Midgley's. Get $300 off the purchase of any Yodel wood or gas stove or fireplace insert in stock. Save up to an additional $1,000 in tax credits. That's up to $1,300 off a Yodel right now at Midgley's. Midgley's factory-trained installers provide professional installation. We're located at the corner of 7th and Chambers in Eugene. Yodel Summer Days at Midgley's. Anywhere else and you're just playing with fire. CCB 161946.
Hi, this is Brian Sutherland, owner of Amco Transmissions in Springfield. For years, Amco in Springfield has been repairing your cars and trucks' most complicated system, the transmission. So it's no wonder people come to us with all sorts of problems. Don't take any chances. Bring your car to Amco in Springfield. We'll diagnose it right, repair it for a fair price, and back it with a nationwide warranty. Whether it's your car, truck, or motorhome, call Amco Springfield, 541-726-6824, or find us on Facebook. That's AAMCO.
Today's top stories. In depth. This is the Wake Up Call on News Radio 1120 KPNW.
Good morning. This look at the news brought to you by Burrito Amigos, the friendly ones, featuring great breakfast burritos and fresh brewed, locally roasted coffee for a tasty start to your morning. Here's what's going on. Well, police have arrested a man accused of stealing 9 guns from a Florence hardware store in June. Police said an anonymous tip led to the arrest of 25-year-old Jose Luis Villa. Investigators arrested him at his home in Florence yesterday. Villa is facing burglary and theft charges. All 9 firearms were recovered. The Lane County Board of Commissioners approved a 9% raise for one of its highest-paid employees. That would be County Administrator Steve Mokrahajski. The raise will increase Mokrahajski's base pay to $182,510 a year. He was being paid $167,475. The board, by the way, made the raise retroactive to May 6th. which was Mo Krahiski's 2-year anniversary. On the new pay scale, Mo Krahiski is skipping one of the 9 steps. He will go, instead of going from 6 to 7, he'll go from 6 to 8. He'll be in line for an automatic 5.2% raise next year, which would kick him up to over $192,000 if he has another successful performance review. Now, 2 commissioners, Faye Stewart and Pat Farr, recommended the larger raise. Stewart said Mo Krahiski had done great work turning things around. It was pointed out the higher salary would be more in line with other local government top administrators. Some were not happy seeing the favoritism towards the administrator, as other employees don't get to skip steps.
I believe step 7 is adequate. As we look at labor contracts we've signed over the last several years and what those annual increases are, and also as we look at how we dealt with the non-rep move from, as we move to new salary structures with the non-reps, we didn't skip a step.
Commissioner Bozovich was the only commissioner to vote against the raise, but only because it skipped a step. The vote was 4-1. A Lane County man is facing charges on accusations he threatened another man who says he no longer feels safe living in Cresswell after the suspect told him to leave the neighborhood and shouted racial slurs. Ronnie Bloomberg has pleaded not guilty to an intimidation charge. He was released from jail on a $2,000 bail. Lane County Sheriff's officials say the suspect drove up to the victim's home in a vehicle with a Confederate flag attached to it. He had been reportedly with 3 other men when he approached the victim, told him to leave, and said the slurs. Court documents say the victim reported no longer feeling safe because of the June 27th incident. Oregon Governor Kate Brown is on another campaign junket, pretending it's for official business. She travels to Bend and Redmond to show how communities can prepare for natural disasters. Brad Ford has the details.
This is just the start of wildfire season, and Governor Kate Brown will visit Discovery Park in Bend, where she'll meet members of the Heart of Oregon Corps, Bend Parks and Rec, and the Oregon Fire Marshal. They'll help remove excess brush that could fuel wildfires. The governor will also record a public service announcement for the group, Keep Oregon Green. Then she'll travel to Redmond and Roberts Field, where an interagency wildfire dispatch center will be built. Roberts Field and the adjacent Deschutes County Fairgrounds are also the designated staging area for the Federal Emergency Management Agency's response to a Cascadia subduction zone earthquake. I'm Brad Ford, KPNW.
Well, a business coalition has filed campaign paperwork revealing that they have raised $5.26 million in political donations aimed at fighting Initiative Petition 28, the public union's massive corporate tax hike proposal on the November ballot. Now, this is not like any other tax in Oregon. It goes after gross receipts, doesn't go after net. That means anything that a corporation takes in is potentially taxable if they make over a certain amount per year. It'll be on the November ballot. Defeat the tax on Oregon sales lists hundreds of donors opposing the $3 billion annual tax proposal that Oregon businesses will be forced to pass along to consumers. By comparison, IP 28 and the campaign in favor of it has raised $450,000 in-kind donations from the measure's union backers. Businesses and labor groups are expected to pour tens of millions of dollars through Election Day into fighting over IP 28, which will be the largest such tax proposal in state history. Well, the Pokemon craze is taking the country, but police agencies are urging caution. Brad Ford explains.
There have been incidents in other parts of the country where criminals have staked out areas to target Pokemon Go players who are paying more attention to their phones than their surroundings. Police say you should stay off private property, watch for vehicles, and be aware of your surroundings. Michael Baker was looking for Pokemon in Forest Grove early Monday morning when he tried to talk to a stranger, and the man pulled a knife.
Kind of just sliced me as I pushed him away with my foot, and so he got my shoulder and ran off.
He was not seriously hurt. In Hazeldale, north of Vancouver, 2 men searching a field for Pokemon found a loaded .32 caliber Smith & Wesson handgun. It was very weathered, and the Clark County Sheriff's Office says it appears to have been there a long time. The serial number did not come back stolen. They say it's good that adult Pokemon players found it instead of children. Brad Ford, KPNW.
Well, the search for D.B. Cooper is officially over. The FBI is closing the books on the case without ever finding the hijacker. The 1971 hijacking of a Seattle-bound Northwest Airlines passenger jet will likely remain one of America's greatest unsolved mysteries. Pilot Captain William Scott talked to CBS News after landing in Reno.
We gave the information to the authorities, and we just don't want to discuss it any further.
Have you been told by the FBI not to discuss?
No, they handle their investigation, and my company would rather have it released through them.
FBI agent Harold Campbell was asked by CBS News at the time whether Cooper could have escaped the plane in Reno.
A search was made of the plane immediately after landing.
As we understood it, he could have gotten off as the plane taxied before it came up here. How did the crew know he wasn't on when it touched ground?
No way. The crew couldn't know that, but we had the airport covered.
Are the authorities?
Investigators believe the man who called himself Dan Cooper parachuted from the plane over a rugged, heavily forested area of Washington state with $200,000 in ransom money. A small packet of the cash turned up along the Columbia River back in 1980, but the suspect was never found. The FBI said that it's closing the case to focus on other investigative priorities. It's 8:23. This look at the news brought to you by Burrito Amigos, the friendly ones on KPNW.
Wake Up Call Sports on News Radio 1120 KPNW.
At the All-Star game last night in San Diego, Kansas City's Eric Hosmer hit a home run and an RBI single to drive in half of the four that the American League scored to beat the National League 4-2, the final. Two batters after Hosmer went round bag. His catcher in Kansas City, in Salvador Perez, became the first Royals catcher to go yard in an All-Star game. He doesn't get a trophy, but Hosmer does, and a brand new truck. By the way, both home runs were hit off their former teammate Johnny Cueto. A man identified only as John Doe 150 said that the former Penn State assistant Jerry Sandusky sexually abused him as a boy in 1976, and that head coach Joe Paterno was told the next day and responded callously. He responded that he didn't want to hear about it and that he had a football season to worry about. Court documents were released yesterday. 4 women who play for the Portland Thorns have been named to the U.S. National Olympic team. Tobin Heath, Lindsey Horan, Allie Long, and Megan Klingenberg will all don the red, white, and blue in Rio. Emily Sonnet will be an alternate. Here's how slow a sports day it is. We're talking about the Trailblazers Summer League. Portland got their first win over Utah on a Pat Connaughton three-point shot at the buzzer. Blazers win 92-89. And next time you're in Portland, if you're looking for something to do, check out the Portland Pickles. Pickles play in their first year at the Great West Wood Bat League. And if you want to check out wood bats and maybe not go to Portland, the Corvallis Knights put on a good show at Goss. Say hi to the little king for me. Wake Up Call Sports brought to you by Max Muscle. Where's your finish line? Set a goal, make a plan, get results. On Franklin across from Market of Choice. News time, 8:25.
KPNW weather brought to you by Ramjack West. Do you have foundation problems? Ramjack can fix that. Get your free quote at ramjackwest.com.
Good morning. If you're headed out in the next few minutes or you're already out and about, we do have partly to mostly cloudy skies. I am tracking some light hazy fog out there, and I expect the fog to burn off by about 10 a.m. Otherwise, temps right now are in the mid to low 50s with light winds out of the northwest at 5 to 10. This little bit of cloud is left over from the storm system from the weekend, but it's quickly pulling away. The cold front's moving east, and the storm core is moving into the western side of Canada. For us, that means that the skies will begin to clear this afternoon as a pocket of high pressure moves in. By late afternoon, mostly sunny. But you know what that means. With the sunshine comes the temperature climb. That means highs are going back into the upper 70s to a few mid-80s out there. We're also going to see winds pick up this afternoon out of the north at 15 to 20. A few gusts could be as high as 30. That means when you get home, you may have to pick that patio furniture back up. Now, the sunny skies look to dominate for the next few days before the next storm system moves in sometime Saturday afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Nation, the NBC 16 Weather Center, hoping you have a great day.
Ramjack leads the way in foundation repair. Protect your investment. Get your free in-home evaluation at ramjackwest.com. Check out our exceptional online reviews, then choose Ramjack.
CCB 146906.
For Northwest pie lovers, Sherry's Cafe and Pies has tasty news. A record 14 Sherry's Pies won gold at the National Pie Championship. But here's even bigger news. You can taste why today. Free Slice Wednesday. Choose from gold medal winners like Peach Perfection, Lemon Meringue, Banana Cream Dream, Oregon Marionberry, and other classics that are dazzling the ultimate judges, you. So swing by Sherry's between 4 and 10 p.m. today for your free slice of Sherry's classic pie with dinner.
Are you ready for the new flavors of Max Pro? Peanut butter chocolate, cookies and cream, orange, and s'mores is coming soon. High protein, low carbs, no sugar. Try before you buy. Max Muscle on Franklin Boulevard, across from the Market of Choice.
Hiring people is probably the worst part of my job. It's such a hassle, the searching, the sorting through resumes. Most people don't have the right experience.
We started using ZipRecruiter about 3 months ago. Right from the start, you could tell it was going to make hiring a lot easier. One click and my job was posted to 100+ job boards, all the top sites.
All of the candidates came to my dashboard, and it's easy to compare them. Thumbs up if I liked them, thumbs down if I didn't. No emails and attachments, printing up docs, phone calls, none of that.
And I couldn't believe the number of great applicants we got. I had the person we needed within 1 week. I don't know how we hired before ZipRecruiter.
Whether you're looking to fill one position or 20, find the best candidates with ZipRecruiter, where your job is just one click away from 100+ job sites. ZipRecruiter, the fastest way to hire. And right now you can try ZipRecruiter free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/quick. That's ZipRecruiter.com/quick. ZipRecruiter.com/quick.
Confessions of a Potentially Perfect Parent, brought to you by AdoptUskids.org.
I might look like an adult, like a person who could possibly be a parent, but I have no idea how to talk like one. And everyone knows that if you want to be a parent, you have to sound good when you say things like, "Don't make me turn this car around," or "Because I said so," or "Don't make me come back there." I don't even really know what those things mean, but I know that I actually believed my parents when they said them to me. How did they manage to sound so convincing? Here we go. "Don't make me come back there." Ugh, no, that's not tough enough at all. Kids can sense weakness. "Don't make me come back there." Ooh, yeah, that's better. In fact, that kind of sounded like my dad. Weird.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to listen to you practice your dad voice. Call 1-888-200-4005 or visit AdoptUsKids.org for more information. This message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council.
Mornings are a little different with a wake-up call.
You're an embarrassment to nature. Do you know that?
Holloway in London. On News Radio 1120 KPNW.
News Radio 1120 KPNW. Where did all these clouds come from all of a sudden? Started off really nice and then boom, clouds. Actually, they look a little bit on the fishy side. That said. So the deal is we need to find Rob a golf partner. Or actually, a real golfer is going to end up getting saddled with Rob for the big KPNW Team Challenge Golf Tournament that's coming up this Friday. Rob's going to be out there, and a lucky, well, a KPNW listener.
You almost sold it.
Yeah, I almost did.
You almost had it convincing.
I almost said, oh yeah, a lucky listener is going to well, somebody is going to be carrying Rob. And
again.
And we have a couple of contestants.
You think of Susan Lucci, the Buffalo Bills, and the Wake-Up Call golf team, perennial losers. We have never even come close to winning this thing, and I'm sure our trend will continue this week. To the point where Jason, who is our third candidate, called before the show even started. I think he realized what he was getting himself into, and all of a sudden he had vehicular
yeah, I can't
issues.
make it. My car's got flat tires.
But we do have Frank and Tim, 2/3 of our crew, joining us on the Wake Up Call to take our personality assessment quiz. Gentlemen, welcome.
Good morning.
Frank.
Good morning.
Frank, you're one of our 15. We have seen you at our events. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good a golfer are you?
Just under Susan Lucci.
Okay. All right.
Tim, same question.
I'm going to go with just above Susan Lucci.
Nice. Well done.
All right.
Well played. You got your work cut out for you, Frank.
All right.
3 questions, and we were going to put you on hold each so you wouldn't be tipped off, but then I just realized that you would hear the whole thing on hold because we'd be doing it on the air, so that's not going to work. So we'll have you alternate, okay? We'll have you alternate between the 3 questions. Frank, we'll have you go first, okay?
Okay.
Question number 1, would you rather exchange all-over massages with and to Hillary, or hug the Donald for a day in your boxers lathered up in baby oil? And explain your answer, please.
Do I have to play golf?
So
I would go with, oh, God. I guess I would go with Hillary because she's got, I think she's have a little bit more manly hands than Donald Trump.
Okay.
And I like women manly hands. So
okay.
All
right. Well, there you go.
That's a lot. All right, Tim. Same question.
I'm gonna have to go with Donald only because whatever happened, I would have to consider it classified, and she'd go tell the world. So I'm gonna have to go the other way.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
That's awesome.
I think we know who the first round just went to.
Question number 2. We'll start with you, Tim, and just remember that we're on the air, so be as radio friendly as you can. But describe how you would pick up a woman in excess of 70 years of age.
Over 70 years old?
Yeah.
I think I would have to maybe yell sweet nothings into her ear and then slowly and gently pick her up by the hip, I guess. That's a strange question.
Frank, same question.
Well, I would ask her out, maybe spike her inshore, and I don't know, just maybe turn up her hearing aid and also yell sweet nothings in her ear.
Well, I don't know.
All right.
I think Tim took that one too.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I mean, Rob's the one that's going to have to make the decision here.
Oh, yeah, put it all on me.
Yeah, you're the one that's golfing with the guy.
We have a panel of judges in there that are going to come up with the winner.
Right.
All right, final question.
Do I get to ask a question in any of this?
No. Final question.
Thanks.
All right, go ahead. Do you have one?
Yeah, I do.
All right.
All right. Let's see. Tim, we started with you last time. Frank.
Yes.
Kentucky whiskey or a single malt scotch?
Single malt scotch.
Ooh.
Okay, Tim.
One ice cube.
One ice cube. That actually could be a determining factor. Tim, Kentucky whiskey or single malt scotch?
I'm actually sticking with that same side. I'm going with the whiskey.
Oh, you're going with the whiskey over the scotch?
You got to do it. Yeah, no, I'm sticking with the whiskey. The scotch, not so much for me. I'm more of a whiskey guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
ice or no? Well, he did ice or no ice.
See, I'm a little different on that one. I'm 2 cubes and a splash of ice water to let it open up a little bit. But that's me being all bougie.
All right. Well, that's.
But you gotta respect it like a man who knows what he wants.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that's okay. All right.
We'll call that a draw.
I don't know.
All right. Tim.
I would pick up the 70-year-old scotch or the 70-year-old whiskey before I pick up the 70-year-old.
Good question, or good point.
Answer. Good point.
All right. So here's all right. Let's see. Tim, you're going first.
All right.
You wake up in your bed wearing a bow tie and a smile. Next to you is a passed out clown, an empty box of Hot Pockets, and a partially used container of lipstick. The shade, dusty pink. How and what happened? Radio friendly, remember? And go.
Well, obviously the dusty pink's not mine. I'm more of a darker shade. That's how I get my complexion to pop, obviously. Waking up with a clown. Normally I'm the clown that they wake up with. So, I don't know. I must have gotten really drunk. Oh, you know what happened? And this is why I don't do it. I drank scotch the night before.
All right, Frank, you've had some time to think about it. Your answer, please. What happened?
That was my basically, that was my payback for not being hired on with the circus.
Okay.
Waking up with a clown with the dirty shade of lipstick.
All right. And, of course, we want to tip our hat to Jason, who was very interested in being a part of today's antics, but he got called away at work. So he will maybe make it next year. Gentlemen, great job. We're going to, just before 9 o'clock, have our panel figure out who's going to be representing the Wake Up Call. So thank you both, and stand by. We need some information. Well done. 8:37. News Radio 1120 KPNW.
The Bloomberg Market Report, sponsored by Pacific Continental Bank, serving your business and community in Eugene for over 40 years.
This is a Bloomberg Market Minute. Wall Street's made big strides in the past couple weeks, driving the Dow and the S&P to new highs, but investors don't appear ready to move higher or cash in their winnings. The Dow up just 7 points, the Nasdaq up 1, and the S&P a fraction, as investors wait for the next round of news, and that's most likely to come from banks reporting second quarter earnings this week. Analysts surveyed by Bloomberg think profits at the 6 biggest U.S. banks combined fell 18%. If you went shopping on Amazon's Prime Day, you contributed to a 50% jump in U.S. orders compared to Amazon's first Prime Day last year. Amazon says it sold more of its own devices than on any other day. Amazon's expected to account for 1/4 of back-to-school sales, according to Customer Growth Partners. Staples has added 1,000 items to its online store, and it's offering same-day delivery in more cities to try to cut Amazon's share. I'm Adrienne Mitchell, Bloomberg Radio.
Pacific Continental Bank is proud to call the Eugene-Springfield area home for more than 40 years. As your local banker, partner, and neighbor, we are committed to the health and sustainability of your business and our community. We know it takes more than a loan or deposit to help you succeed. It takes people who know you, your business, and your community. Who says we can't be more than a bank? Pacific Continental Bank, the right bank. Learn more at therightbank.com. Member FDIC.
Hey, Russell Wilson here, and I know how important exercise is.
It's essential. It's essential.
With Play 60, United Way and the NFL are helping kids stay active and play at least 60 minutes a day.
Healthy kids. Healthy kids.
But what this place needs is you. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org/play60, because great things happen when we live united.
Donate.
Are you guys going to do that every time?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course.
Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
CVS Pharmacy has over 9,000 locations, and now we're inside Target. So whether you're at home, work, or on vacation, CVS Pharmacy is nearby. We could pull up all your details and prescriptions at any of our locations across the country. So wherever you are, we are. And now the pharmacy you trust is in the store you love. CVS Pharmacy, now at Target.
When you think fishing or firearms, think Mazama.
Local, family-owned Mazama is your fishing headquarters with brands like G. Loomis, St. Croix, Shimano, Daiwa, and a variety of locally made products tailor-made for this region. Team Mazama is eager and knowledgeable.
Plus, they offer layaway on firearms and fishing gear.
Pick up your hunting and fishing license while you're there. Conveniently located on West 11th in the same parking lot as Lowe's. Get to Mazama and get hooked on the good life. When you think fishing or firearms, think Mazama.
Know that sound? That's the sound of trouble for CPAP users. Did you know that just one drop of water in your CPAP system can become a breeding ground for mold and bacteria? Breathe that stuff in and you're battling respiratory infections, allergy attacks, and more. But here's good news. SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. It's the healthier way to clean your system because it kills 99.9% of germs in minutes. For a limited time, you can try it risk-free for 30 days. Just call 1-800-400-7415. SoClean makes cleaning your CPAP a breeze. It's completely hands-free. Just pop in your mask, close the lid, and presto, your CPAP system is clean and fresh in minutes. Don't let one drop of water wreak havoc on your body. Call SoClean.com now for your risk-free trial while supplies last. 1-800-400-7415. That's 1-800-400-7415.
KPNW weather brought to you by Ramjack West. Do you have foundation problems? Ramjack can fix that. Get your free quote at ramjackwest.com.
Good morning. If you're headed out that door in the next few minutes, we've got partly to mostly cloudy skies. Temps right now are in the mid to low 50s. We've got light winds out of the northwest at 5 to 10, as well as some light hazy fog. Now, I expect the fog to burn off by 10 a.m., and as a pocket of high pressure starts to move in around lunchtime, the skies will quickly clear. By this afternoon, mostly sunny skies dominating across the region. No chance of showers, but it's a trade-off. To get the clear skies and the sunshine, we have to take the temps going up, and that means highs will be back in the upper 70s to a couple of mid-80s out there. We'll also see a breezy afternoon with winds out of the north at 15 to 20. We could clock a few gusts as high as 30. Sunshine looks to last over the next few days before the next storm system starts to move in Saturday afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Nation, the NBC 16 Weather Center, hoping you have a fantastic day.
What do I got to do?
Entertain your brain this morning.
Got to broaden your mind a little bit.
With the Wake Up Call on News Radio 1120 KPNW.
News Radio 1120 KPNW. Well, you've heard about the Function and Junction, which is, of course, the gigantic classic car show that takes place every year. As a matter of fact, our own Andy Manuel goes out there and spins music for the thing and MCs and just does a bunch of stuff for him. Well, there's another function that happens in the Junction. It's the truck function in the Junction. And it's taking place this weekend. And Brian, with the truck function, joins us. And this is not just like pickup trucks and stuff. We're talking big boys, big toys, right?
Yes, 18-wheelers or more. It's anything from dump trucks to log trucks to flatbeds, chip trailers, any big rig.
So the function, the car show, it's been going on for 20 some odd years. This is, relatively speaking, newer, right?
Correct. This is our 4th year.
And so how has it grown from year 1 to, through year 3 to now into 4?
I believe year 1 we had approximately 30 trucks.
Yeah.
Last year we had 131. So we're quadrupling every year. This year's weather is going to be great.
Yeah.
Last year it was 101 degrees, so it was rather warm. This year they're talking like 80. So we're hoping to have a bigger crowd and more people show up with their trucks to show and shine and have a good time.
Brian, were you a truck driver?
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
I currently am working on them now. Everybody that is a board member or is involved with this is related to the trucking industry.
So for people that are going to be out there and people that are truck drivers, talk about their pride and kind of their connection to their rig.
Oh yes, I mean the pride to the rigs goes just as much as anybody with a classic car. I mean, you got to have the fancy paint jobs and the shiny chrome. I mean, but it's on a much larger scale. I mean, you've got a trailer that's aluminum and it's completely polished and it could be 53 feet long. And trucks are the same way. The paint, I've seen some paint jobs that were, $50,000 to $100,000 just for the paint alone. And you open the hood and everything's chromed and shiny and painted. The motors are painted the same as the outside of the truck, so you can't tell what's what because it's all painted the same. They're just absolutely beautiful trucks. I mean, there's some guys in there that's their living or that's their home, and they put all their money into it and their time into it, and they take very much pride in their vehicles.
So on this particular event, I'm assuming that it's open to not only, currently used trucks, but also, classics or collectibles semis?
All vintage trucks.
Now that's something you don't see a whole lot of. I mean, you see it a little bit, but I guess classic trucks. Is that even a thing?
Yes, there is. There is a antique truck association throughout the United States. We just had one in May in Salem. It was a national event. There was 884 trucks up there. Beautiful show.
What was I'm curious, what was the oldest one? Do you remember?
1918.
Wow. And it still runs.
Well, no, I don't know. It was on a trailer, but it was from way out of, it was out of state. So they trailer. I mean, a lot of the guys trailer they're in, but there was some guys from Colorado that drove it was a 54 something, and they drove it.
Yeah. And I'm assuming that you would expect at least maybe one or two of those classic semis would be showing up for a little bit.
Oh,
of
yes. We're hoping to, like I said, this is our 4th year. We're still growing. And we've, like I said, we went to Salem and passed out flyers, said, hey, guys, come to our show, show them off, let's cruise them. We're the only place that we know of on the West Coast that allows trucks to cruise, just like they do the car function.
That's cool. So give people an idea of kind of the events, the days, and all the stuff that goes along with it, Brian.
The event starts Saturday morning at 8 o'clock. Registration all day. The show and shine is from 8 to 4. And then we're going to have a break there from about 4 to 6 something to get the cruise route set up, get the streets shut off. And then we'll turn the trucks loose and let them cruise from 7 to 9 for sure. Maybe a little longer. Wow. Some of the guys got some lights. The LED lights these days are really coming bright, and they like to show their lights off.
So the show and shine, now where is that going to take place at? Is there a particular, you're going to have a big lot. Where does that take place?
It's at the Junction City High School.
Okay.
And that's where all the trucks will be parked, where all the sponsors will be, everything will be there. We'll have food and drinks there for the people that can't run back and forth. We have a shuttle coming to, if anybody wants to run downtown and get something to eat or have to park downtown to get to the show. Because once the school parking lot gets full, there's not much parking on the street without having to walk away. So we've got a shuttle provided for us. So if you want to park downtown and grab the shuttle and ride up, that's great.
Is there any cost, I mean, for the show and shine, any cost to people that want to come out and walk around and look at the trucks?
Free to the public to come and look.
Okay.
Same way with the cruise. Get on 99 like you would to watch the cars and watch the trucks cruise.
All right. And the cruise starts is 7 to 9 this coming Saturday.
This Saturday.
The show and shine will be from 8 to 4 this Saturday at the Junction City High School.
Yep.
All right. Anything else that we left out of it?
No, anybody that's got a truck that wants to come out, come on out. It's $25 for the day.
All right.
Registration and cruise, whole 9 yards. So come on out and enjoy us. And some of the sponsors will open the new trucks up, let the public get in and look around and see what the guys are sitting in all day.
Is this like a one-time, Brian, are there events like this around the country?
Yes, there are several show and shines throughout the U.S.
For trucks?
For trucks, correct.
Okay.
Brooks has one coming up here next month.
But Junction City is better, right?
Yeah, we offer a cruise.
Okay. Hey, thanks for coming in.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Enjoy your day. 8:49. Don't forget, man, as a kid,
this song. Yeah, I know.
Loved this song.
This, by the way, is the song that built Mannheim Steamroller. Chip Davis, the guy that created Mannheim Steamroller, this song funded it. He produced and wrote
He
this
produced
song.
it?
Yep.
Chip, really?
Yes. The same guy. This is what this song funded Mannheim Steamroller. This bankrolled it.
That's a nugget I think most people don't know. All right, just a reminder, too, today would be a great day for you to register for the golf tournament coming up in a couple of days. It is a free event. It is a near free event. Talking about $50 a person for a two-person team, $99, and you got lunch and a whole heap of good stuff coming your way. Maybe even $1 million. KPNW.com if you want to register while we still have spots in it. And that's Friday morning. Great way to kick off a 3-day weekend. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow, 6:05, right here on KPNW.
Yeah, rubber duck to sodbuster. Come on there, yeah, 10-4 sodbuster.
Hiring people is probably the worst part of my job. It's such a hassle, the searching, the sorting through resumes. Most people don't have the right experience.
We started using ZipRecruiter about 3 months ago. Right from the start, you could tell it was going to make hiring a lot easier. One click and my job was posted to 100+ job boards, all the top sites.
All of the candidates came to my desk.